It's July 25th, 2025. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. A fabulous Friday here in the city of Toronto. It's been raining on and off, but it's been really muggy. I don't like this humidity. This is the problem with Canada really Toronto, every year in the summer. We get hot and muggy, and it's kind of gross, and you can't step outside without feeling like you're just sweating yourself to death. It's not fun, but we're here. We're clear. We want to talk about pro wrestling. Well, no, we don't. Jeremy Lambert is here. He's here. He's clear. He just wants to go to SmackDown tonight. How you doing, Jeremy?
I'm not going to SmackDown tonight.
What a cowardly thing to do. You have the opportunity to witness history.
Don't talk me into this, please.
You've talked yourself into much stupider things. This is just another.
That's not true. We're not going down that road again.
This is just an opportunity to witness the 30 minutes of wrestling that you'll see on an otherwise 2-hour show.
The reason why I don't want to go to SmackDown tonight, I would want to go if I thought they would do some objectively funny stuff, but they're not going to. They're going to do like a real tribute show and like really praise him and act like he was the greatest of all time, which in some wrestling aspect, there's truth to that. But I don't really want to sit there while they do that when I know the person that he was. You know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
I can do that from my home, and I can play college football while I pretend to watch and cover the show and do articles because I'm going to have to work during the show. But I can watch it in passing of, okay, sure, there's the next Hogan tribute and the next one and the next one. Like, I don't have to actually give attention to it, or at least the attention I would have to give if I went to the show. So that's why I don't want to go. If I thought it was going to be like an objectively funny show, I would 100% go. But it's not going to be an objectively funny show. They're not going to honor him the way, if you saw the show yesterday, we would honor him.
It's just Jimmy Hart sitting in front of a screen for 3 hours. The only person who'd want to comment on it. Yeah. I heard you yesterday. It's true. I know. I don't think you should go. I don't think you should go. I think you should leave a thumbs up on the video if you're here. Let's get that pyro going. That's the pyro you want. Go ahead, leave a thumbs up on the video. And of course, if you're listening in audio format, leave a 5-star review. And while you're at it, hey, what about subscribing to the channel? Go ahead, do that. Subscribe to the channel. And you can donate a super chat. Any amount gets your statement read on the air, or your comments, whatever you want. Ken Bruno sets us off. This goes for Jeremy going to the SmackDown Fund. Well, Jeremy, you're $5 closer to going to SmackDown now.
I'm going to need about 50 of those $5 donations with how much they charge, so I need a lot of that.
We just got to get you gas money, and then we'll get you in the door. That's all. I'm sure we can get you. Bryan Danielson, well, not Bryan Danielson, but someone else will get you in the door.
They don't do tickets. They don't do comps. Like
just call in a favor.
I don't feel like I have those favors to call in.
We'll have to get LA Knight, to help you out.
He might actually help me out. LA Knight seems like a good dude.
Yeah, Pete in Logan Paul toilet once.
Yeah.
Best thing I ever got out of him. I don't get much out of him. How much are the tickets for you to go? I'm
too
curious.
Much.
I'm sure they are. Let's go
Guarantee they're too much.
Let's take a look. Jelly Roll's going to be there tonight, Jeremy. Jelly Roll.
I've already seen Jelly Roll. So
You've even seen him live at a WWE event.
Yeah, so I don't really need to see him again.
That rules. The fact that you could see him.
If Cena was going to be there, I probably would have already had tickets to this show. But Cena is not going to be there, so I don't really care.
We're going to look for 2 tickets because I'm sure you would drag your wonderful wife to this. Sorry in advance, but
so that's the thing that's the other part of it is my lovely wife probably wouldn't be going with me because it's such short notice. Like,
true, got to get
to find
taken care of. Yeah, a lot of kids to deal with.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go pricing. Okay, you can get tickets starting at $68 in the gods. Here, $68 for Section 221, row 4. You can be at the front of the corner. Limited view, allegedly.
Okay.
You could do it $68 and then however much in gas. There you go. There you go, chat. That's the amount.
Like, the gas isn't that bad. It's Cleveland's.
Heard it's the lowest it's ever been.
Parking.
$1.99.
You gotta throw in parking. You gotta park somewhere.
Park in that old crummy mall near the downtown area.
I'm sure there is one, but I don't know where it's at. Nah, I legitimately do not want to go to SmackDown. This is not a bit of let's talk Jeremy into this. You're gonna have a hard time talking me into this.
Someone's saying, is that a threat?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you going might just be a threat, or us getting you to go is a threat.
Yeah. There's no Cena. If there was a Cena, I'd already be going, because I don't know when I'll get to see Cena, since he is allegedly on his retirement tour. And the Hogan stuff is, it's not gonna be funny. They're gonna do serious Hogan tributes. I don't want to sit there and watch that. I gotta lead Purdue to a Big Ten championship. You know, I don't want to sit there and do Hogan, like, oh, here's Hogan. Like I said yesterday, like, I got fond memories. We're talking tonight, Richard. I got fond memories of Hogan as a kid and everything, but I don't want to celebrate him as a person. The person sucked.
He did.
Oh, you got me, brother.
Where did you find that?
What do you mean, where did I find that?
I didn't realize you had the audio up so quick.
Dude, I did this. This is the shit that I work on yesterday.
What a productive day.
Yeah. Well, it's better than writing Donald Trump pays tribute to Hulk Hogan, JD Vance pays tribute to Hulk Hogan. I had to write those fucking articles too, so at least I did something fun with my day of making a new drop for this show.
Let's get this out of the way real quick, because there are going to be some people coming here expecting something else. No, this is not going to be Hulk is dead. I'm going to tell you right now, Hulk Hogan was never my guy. This is a Drake 2013 for y'all. Okay? Hogan, never my guy. I wasn't a Warrior guy either. Taker was more of my guy. And over the years, well, there's less of my guy and just more of a guy that I watched wrestle. I am not of the whole... Let me tell you what I am, Jeremy. I am the type who, when my mother said... Why is someone buzzing into my garage?
Oh.
Excuse me.
All right. Well, Joel is going to...
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay.
I just didn't want to be on the air speaking while I'm talking to a speaker box and they think I'm speaking to them. Anyway,
okay.
It could be my mother-in-law for some reason. Anyway, point I was trying to make. My mother, like many, many parents, said if you have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. They also said don't speak ill of the dead. Of that one, I'm like, forget that. Sometimes the dead needs to be spoken ill of, and I don't care if you think of otherwise. Why are you... I'm not picking this up again. So if my wife tells me it's someone I need to open the door for, I will open the door for them. But I don't care about Hogan. I don't. He was never my guy. The more I found out about him, the more I didn't care. The more I read about him as a professional wrestler, the more I didn't care. He didn't get me into wrestling. Other people did. WCW, here's you want to talk about core memories being unlocked because of wrestlers dying and people dying. When we were kids on the playground and my friends wanted to play wrestling, I was more likely to be someone like Psychosis than I was to be someone like Hulk.
Yeah, me too.
Exactly. Shout out to the leg drop. I didn't care about them. I loved WCW as a kid. Shout out to Steven Jensen, who feels that. I loved watching WCW as a kid, but Hogan wasn't the reason why. I was more of a Piper guy. And Piper was his own brand of shit, but he owned his piece of shittiness as well. And I don't think he ever came out as a full-on racist or admitted to being one either. Piper had his problems. Okay? I'm not going to celebrate him as like a perfect individual either. But with Hogan, he didn't do the things you think he did. He didn't create wrestling. He didn't revolutionize wrestling. He was player in the nationalization of professional wrestling, which was already on its way. Vince brought him up from the AWA, where Hogan was already doing well. And then everything with Hulkamania happened. He was marketed well. If you wanted to talk to him about what he did in New Japan, he doesn't want to talk about it. He can't anymore. He's dead. But he didn't want to talk about it either. He didn't. Because that was a time when he had to actually work to do his job instead of what he had to do towards the middle and end points of his job, which was the Hogan theory, the Hogan match layout, which you and SP3 alluded to yesterday. And it's a very simple one, and I know people still run to that today, and that's fine. I get it. But people who are like, you got to go watch his work in New Japan. I'm like, he didn't want you to watch that. He would have talked about it more without people having to drag it out of him. He was a liar. He was an enabler. He didn't love his family, and no one can tell me he did because of the way he treated his wife and his kids. His daughter went no contact with him years ago, got married, had twins, and as far as we know, never reconnected. His son is enabled by what? What are you going to tell me?
Oh, yeah, they didn't really reconnect. The last time they talked was apparently like 2 weeks before her wedding in like 2023, and I guess they got some sort of closure with everything there.
Great.
I just wanted to put
Good.
that,
I'm glad. I'm good. Thank you for clarifying that. They were never close after that. They weren't close before that. They weren't close after that. Nick was enabled the entire way. He hasn't grown up. He's been coddled by his daddy the whole way through. He was not the person people think that he is. And as a performer, if he caught you, great. He never got me. He wasn't my guy. He never will be my guy. And for those who are saying, show respect to the dead, well, he didn't show respect to the living. And if he's not going to show respect to the living, many of whom, are at least friended Jason. Basically, if he had felt the same way against the black community as he felt, and many of them are my friends, saying those things about people that I know and like and treating them as lesser than, I got no respect for someone who treats anyone lesser than. So I'm going to return the favor. Do unto others, I think is what they call it. I don't care about Hogan. I don't. And I did this last night on the TNA post show. Someone had changed the graphic to, the Hulk Hogan, dates. He was alive. And I said, we're not talking about Hogan. So I'm going to talk to whoever's doing our thumbnail. I'm going to say, change it because that's not what we're doing tonight. Also, Hogan, you want to talk about the Hogan TNA perspective. He fucked TNA. 13 minutes, we're fine. He ruined TNA. He took the things that TNA had going for them and said, that doesn't work for me, brother. And he changed it. And then he wanted to be on screen all the time. And then he wanted his creative control all the time. And then he wanted to be a part of everything. And that is what started the real ruining of TNA, the unraveling of TNA. There's nothing about Hulk Hogan that I find redeeming. What he did towards the end of his life was even more of a grift. You think he was a devout Christian? I'm sorry for those who are Christian. I'm sorry for those who I'm not sorry. I hope you're angry about this when I say this. He didn't care. He did not live a life that was anywhere near pious, biblical, whatever. He didn't believe the things that he wanted to tell you. Bigger cross does not mean bigger faith. The man decided to come out and support bigotry and support misogyny and support the worst possible people you could in the gaze of give me your money because the right has a lot more money to give. Okay? That's what it was. He was a grifter. He was a grifter from the cradle to the grave. There was nothing about Hulk Hogan or Terry Bollea that I found redeeming. So I'm sorry if you are the type of person who was captivated by Hogan. I'm not going to take away your day of mourning. I'm not, or your week, or however long it takes. People grieve. People are affected by things differently. But I can tell you from my seat, from my vantage point, from the way that I handled Hogan as in my own head, when I heard that he died, I was like, oh shit, that sucks for someone, but it wasn't sucky for me. He's gone, he's dead, and I'm done. And that's kind of how I felt. And now I see people, I see people giving their condolences, and you can see who really cares and who doesn't just by the way they write out their feelings. But the idea of showing respect for the dead, why respect someone who didn't respect me or didn't respect the people I like or love? Who would do that?
Do you think Hulk Hogan would have accepted Jesus into his school and let him sit at the lunch table?
It's got to be the South Park bit, right? Where were you when they built that brother to heaven?
What an episode that was.
I haven't had a chance to watch the full thing.
Why hasn't nobody seen this? I've seen it twice now.
I'm Canadian, first of all, so I haven't seen it because I don't have Paramount Plus at my disposal. And also, I had
somebody posted the full episode on Twitter.
Did they really?
Yeah,
that's amazing. It's like people who put on like TV Acai things, TV Acai matches. Oh god, just getting takedowns after takedowns. I'm surprised that South Park creators haven't been like, we're doing this like Kendrick. We're not going to demonetize you if you spread this around. We got our Paramount money.
I don't think they care. Regardless, Paramount might care. Dude, Matt and Trey are fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. That episode was so good. Yeah, I've watched it twice now. It's so good. It's so good. I saw somebody in the chat mention it, and I'm like, yeah, I've seen it. I saw it yesterday before we went on air. I watched it last night as well. Dude, Jesus talking at the hill. My favorite part of that whole scene, I'm going to spoil stuff. Sorry for everybody. My favorite part of that whole scene is that Jesus is like, you know, talking like, gosh, shut the fuck up, they're Paramount and just watching us. So he's talking like that with like teeth, you know, clenched together so you can't, so you can't understand. And Kenny just goes, what the fuck is this guy saying? And the fact that it's Kenny is the most hilarious part of that bit. I was like, they're so good. There's also, you know, Kyle's dad is a lawyer, and his law offices is the law offices of Taylor, Broflovsky, and Swift. I was like, I reckon I got you. I see you, South Park. I see you. It's such a good episode. Everyone should watch this South Park episode. It's amazing.
I will. This is one that I will go. I know I talked about like having not watched for a while. This is one when I saw some of the clips, I was like, oh, I have to. I just have to. I'm going to sue you.
It's so amazing.
By the way, sorry, I was going to say someone in the chat mentioning Ozzy. We talked about Ozzy on Wednesday's show. We had quite a lengthy conversation, probably about 10, 15 minutes. So go ahead. That was on Wednesday, the Ozzy stuff. Again, rest in peace, Ozzy. He's, again, that was one of a kind.
Yes, Ozzy was... It's a shame Hulk Hogan didn't let him get more time with everything. But yeah, we did talk about Ozzy on Wednesday, and I saw somebody tweet like, this was just after Ozzy passed and before Hogan passed. Someone was like, God, if we give you Hogan, can you give us back Ozzy? And then Hogan, that person quote tweeted and was like, all right, you owe us. Amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh man. But Jay, shout out to our chat. You guys are here for us. We always appreciate it, and we're here for y'all. By the way, 5 days left. 5 days left for you to get your XP points up.
Yeah.
It's almost done. Another month is almost over. We're almost at another X1 climax. What are we calling this? I forget.
The XP1. The XP1. Yeah, that's what it's called.
Well, Xeno Hour was the winner last month. Maybe it'll be you. All you got to do, top weed, you got to just get in this chat and keep on talking. Talk until the wheels come off, and maybe you'll be the top weedy of the month. Or maybe it's going to be Xeno Hour again. Maybe it's rigged. Who knows? We don't get to choose because we are not the ones doing it. It's not rigged, but inevitably someone's going to say it was.
No, well, of course, but it's not rigged. I don't know how to do that.
That's fair. You got a super chat from Meat Enormous saying, say your prayers, eat your vitamin, take some steroids, look out for number one, apologize for nothing, and demand everything. Reincarnate D's. Yep.
Big hope you're doing well, Meat.
Appreciate you, Meat. You're the best. I hope that chicken that you made a couple days ago was delicious. It sounded like you were really on it. That's what I need in my life. I need more conversations about the best chickens you've ever made, the best foods you're ever going to make. I'm going to go to Ottawa and Toronto next month, and I'm just going to ask these wrestlers, how do you cook your steak? And if any of them give me the medium to well done answer, I'm going to slap them in the face. Right in front of just slap them.
Hit him. I don't know how it's going to go over for you, but good luck with that.
Depends who it is.
Yeah.
If it's, I don't know, if it's, I'm trying to think, if it's Danhausen.
Who are you going to slap that?
Joey Janela.
This is going to work. Dude, Janela reposted his karaoke video that he did with Hogan. I forgot when he takes food off of Hogan's plate. That's so funny. He's like, "Let me get a bite, brother," and he just takes it. And Hogan's like, "The fuck is this guy doing?"
The best. Those asking, yes, I'm going to C4. This is what sucked about yesterday too. I finally booked my travel. I will be in Ottawa for C4. This is August. I want to get the date right because I don't want to mess it up. The 15th, August 15th, I will be there. It's their Fighting Back special. It's a little different from what they normally do. Fighting Back is an event that they've been doing for the last 15 years now, I think. And it is all in support of cancer research, something that to me is very important, something that's near and dear to my heart. That's how I lost my dad and what affected him for 10 years. And every year, unfortunately, Fighting Back is that much more important to somebody. Unfortunately, there's always someone who's handling or dealing with cancer. So this event to me is very important. I've always wanted to go to C4. We've had Mark on the show before, the head of C4, and we were able to chat about it, and so I'll be there, and then I'm coming right back to go to Greektown Wrestling the next night. Danhausen's on both shows. Joey Janela's on Greektown. There are people still being announced for C4, but it's a different show. It's a great show, and I'm really looking forward to it. I want to thank C4 in advance for not only welcoming me and also just being excited like I am for this event. So looking forward to attending. That's where I'll be. So no TNA Emergence post show because it's the same night, but it looks like you're just going to get Moose versus Trick for the world title and a three-way between Masha, Ash by Elegance, and JC Jane. And the top of the line, you might get Cedric Alexander against Leon Slater, which that's a match. Yeah, but other than that, you're gonna get the Hardys and the Nemeths again. That's what you're gonna get. So have fun, I guess. Yeah, the C4 show, like I said, it's important to me. I see others in the chat. It's important to them too. The show is always broadcast. Evil Uno, who's always been a part of this, they're doing through Mystery Wrestling on the Monday that week the 24-hour match, and that's going to raise funds for Fighting Back. So if you get a chance,
my idea.
That's fine. This is an idea worth stealing for a good cause, Jeremy.
I mean, I agree.
This is it. But if you're in line to support, if you're available to support, whether that's financially or just retweeting stuff or posting stuff, please do it because it's a very important cause. Sean's not the only one who gets to talk about the important causes that he supports while being on this platform. I'm a little smaller than him on this platform, but I can still say things. They haven't stopped me yet, except for that one time where they stopped me.
Yeah, that's true. They did stop you at one point. We should do a 24-hour stream for the 24-hour match.
Damn it. You got me. How much do you love supporting cancer research, Joel?
Yeah, that's where it would go. That's where it would go. So, yeah, I might be able to talk Joel into this. What day is it again?
Monday, the 11th of August. That's the match.
Okay.
They're going for the longest match ever. I don't know if they're going to go full 24-hour, but they're going for longest.
What if it ends in 30 seconds?
That would be very funny. But I think they're trying to go for a world record. I just want to get it right. The world's longest match, no 24-hour live stream. So it's going to start on August 11th at 11 a.m. Eastern. It's with Mystery Wrestling and Fighting Back. You should watch it. You should participate in it. Get in it. Go. New podcast. Joel says things. I barely talk at the best of times. Barely. Ken Bruno sent a chat saying somehow, some way, TNA outlived Hulk Hogan. Don't call them the cockroach brand, Jeremy. People will get very upset.
Nobody actually gets mad about
One guy went ham on me on the internet, and I was like, buddy, if you think me calling them the cockroach brand is bad, you should hear what wrestlers said about TNA in 2015. AJ Styles was alluding to them being a cockroach brand in 2015. When he had crossed over to WWE.
Nobody gets mad about that stuff. People that do don't matter.
We're too bad. Yeah, we've got TNA derangement syndrome, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean.
Yeah.
Has anyone checked on Keith Richards? That's a good point. Hope he's okay. Did you say who?
Yeah.
The guitarist for the Rolling Stones?
I don't listen to them.
Oh, well, anyway. Bargoff saying I was expecting you to lock your profile again. No, I'm okay. I only lock my account when I'm sick of idiots. This guy was just dumb. And I need people to understand why TNA's doing things the wrong way. I get that it's funny for some, but we always get to the point where it's like, this is stupid. This is and this past the last night's episode of Impact kind of proved the point, Jeremy.
Do we have to talk about last night's episode of Impact?
Are you upset that you got hosed by TNA? No reactions for anybody. The episode sucked. Plain and simple. There were a couple of again. I'll give you the match you need to watch. That is, I think Jake something and Mance Warner had a fun no disqualification match. There you go. That was fun.
Yeah, sure.
I'm not telling you it was the best thing ever. I'm just telling you if you're going to pick one thing.
I watch TNA every week. I know people might not believe that, but typically, if I don't watch it live, I watch it just fast forward because I don't care about taped wrestling shows when I already know the spoilers. But I watched last night live. One, because it was live. I like watching live wrestling shows. So I watched it because it was live. And yes, I did watch it to see if they used the TNA reaction videos. And they didn't. And look, I don't care. I did it as a bit. I thought it would be funny to see if I could get, my reaction on there. But other people don't do it as a bit. Other people actually do it to get on the TV show because WWE posts reactions on their shows now. And so people are like, oh man, maybe I can get my reaction on a WWE video, on a WWE show. And like, maybe they're real, maybe they're fake. I have no idea. But people do that. People do these watch-alongs and these reactions hoping that they get on WWE. When TNA blatantly says, use the hashtag TNA Reacts, you create an expectation that you're going to use these videos on your television show. And then you don't use them. Like, that does not help build your audience. If I was someone who genuinely did these reactions every single week and hoping that I was going to get on, I wouldn't do it anymore. I'd be like, why? They're not going to use it. Why am I going to do some watch along and give them anything? I'm sure these people don't get a ton doing a TNA watch along, mind you. So why am I going to, the thrill or the use of it is because, oh, maybe I'll get on TNA television. And then you're not going to use it at all. I wouldn't do it anymore. So
let's clear something up real quick.
Okay.
July 18th, TNA Wrestling tweeted, "We're looking for your reactions to this Sunday's TNA Slammiversary event. Send us your videos after Sunday's historic event using the hashtag TNA Reacts, and we may feature some on upcoming TNA content." So this means you got to be watching everything they create to maybe see your face, which
see, I didn't even realize they said we may feature some on upcoming TNA. That's worse.
Yes, it is.
That's far worse. I thought they just said, hey, use the hashtag TNA Reacts, and then you create that expectation that it might be featured on. They blatantly said we might feature some. I guess they didn't fully lies. We didn't feature any. Instead, it's so... maybe they put out a digital video, but at this point, if you don't do your digital video within a couple of days, you've lost the timing of things. No one cares about Slammiversary reactions now. You got to do it either within a couple of days or you got to do it on your TV show because people allegedly tune into your TV show. You can't do it a week from now. Hey guys, here's all the great Slammiversary reaction. Slammiversary is a week old. Hulk Hogan was alive when Slammiversary happened. He's dead now. No one cares about Slammiversary reactions.
But Jeremy, it's okay because Carlos Silva said, "I'm glad fans are talking about it."
It's just, this company can't help themselves but be stupid. You have an easy layup. You have a fast break layup multiple times during the game. Santana winning, using TNA reactions, and you just miss. You slip. You not only miss, you throw the ball back to the other side of the court and the other team gets a layup. Why are you so dumb? Why? What?
Are you stupid or are you dumb?
They're good.
What are we doing?
You got to listen. There's two people you got to ask about. It's three people. One is the guy giving the interviews, talking about how great the reaction is. The other one is the guy who's on Busted Open sometimes talking about how great Yonkers, New York is. And the third guy doesn't speak English behind his stringy mask. So, good luck to you on that endeavor. I think I'm close to being done with it. Over on FightfulSelect.com, as we get the super chat from Meet Normus. Why aren't these auto starring? I have to turn that back on. He says, Chicken was great. Thanks. Hell yeah. To Terry B. Bye, Felicia. So FightfulSelect.com just reported that WWE is looking to honor Hulk Hogan. They've reached out to numerous legends to bring them in or film tributes for Hulk. Some are traveling to SmackDown tonight, and we're told by WWE sources that they are looking to honor Hogan heavily. Not shocked.
I really don't want to go to this show now.
Yeah, they think that this guy, created their business. They're gonna leave it as such. Shout out to Chelsea Green, who just tweeted out, a significant part of my role at WWE involves engaging with the public and responding to questions, often on live platforms. Yesterday, I was asked to comment on Hulk Hogan on live TV. Let me be clear. My stance on racism is unwavering. I do not condone it, period. If my response or tweet seemed dismissive of real concerns, I sincerely apologize. That was never my intention. I tried to acknowledge a death respectfully, even when the legacy is complicated. I'm learning one day at a time, and I will continue to learn. Love you, my Patriots. President Chelsea. Sound like President Chelsea. Sorry. Yeah, good on her, man. She knows it's complicated. They're put in very unfortunate positions in certain cases. Some of them don't want to say no to these opportunities, and others are given the opportunity to say no if they want.
Well, the thing is Chelsea's been doing media all week, so I would assume she had this thing booked before Hogan's passing, and then he passes, and then of course, like, you're gonna get asked about it. So that's not even a thing of like Chelsea was probably willing to do a bunch of media knowing that Hogan passed, knowing she was going to get asked about it. That was probably she did an interview with Toronto Sun. She was on ESPN radio, and this was on like Wednesday. I saw all these interviews and I listened to them. So this was probably things she's just been doing media all week. And yeah, Hogan passes, people are going to ask her because she is a WWE talent. Should you be asking Chelsea Green, expecting some type of, big answer, considering she never worked with him? No. But of course they're going to ask. So I don't put that on Chelsea or anything. I didn't see her answer, but I'm sure she navigated it the best she could. And yeah, she's not going to be on live TV, especially depending on the platform, being like, well, he was racist, I didn't care about him. Like, she's more media savvy than that. And that's why she put the statement out on Twitter, because I think she does know her brand, she does know her audience, she does know her fans, and I don't think she wants to send the wrong message to them based on this clip that they may have seen where she praised Hogan and his legacy. I'm gonna look and see what she actually said, because I don't want to assume what Chelsea said on.
She was on CBS News.
Okay, well, yeah, there you go.
No, just since you're looking for it, yeah, she was on CBS, and the caption, this is what people kind of went ham on. WWE's Chelsea Green talks Hulk Hogan's cultural impact, and that got people feeling a certain way. Everyone is out there talking about Hogan. Natty Neidhart was another one. She talked about Hogan because there's a clear connection there between the hearts. But a lot of people were out talking about Hogan. Mick Foley was asked at a con about Hogan.
Yeah,
it's what's expected at this point. Listen, my mom messaged me being like, Hogan's dead, and I was like, you bet. That was it. She didn't ask any other questions. My brother was like, good luck navigating the Hogan death thing. I'm like, no, not much to navigate there. I'll talk about it tomorrow. And here I am. I'm done.
Yeah, Foley at least makes some sense, because Foley is, at least, he worked with Hogan. Like, so he at least has ties.
Did they ever work, or did they just work at the same time?
I feel like they did stuff in TNA. I don't know if they did a match because Hogan didn't do a ton of matches, but I'm saying like he was at least
I get what you're saying.
yeah, he was at least in the same company as Hogan at the same time.
Yeah.
Even with
they never worked together.
okay, well again,
I get what you're saying. I just wanted to make sure that they never had a match.
Right. Even in WWE, they were there at the same time after Hogan returned after WCW went out of business. So at least he was like around Hogan to some extent. I don't know if Chelsea Green ever crossed paths with Hogan, you know? Like
I mean, I think if she was around Matt with Hogan, that's likely. Because Cardona was a big Hogan guy.
sure, but when was Hogan like
if you're talking on TV, then yeah, I don't think so. But backstage there's a possibility that they met at one point. Probably at the Raw debut, the Netflix debut.
Yeah, okay. I forgot
I'm
Hogan
not-
was at that show.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Right, that was
people-
probably an in-passing thing though.
Yeah. I don't think I think a lot of these people just like they're talking about a lot of the NXT talent, the newer ID talent, getting the papers with the who's who on them, the legends. I think that was for a lot of people the last time they saw or even recognized Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Here's a piece of paper.
So they asked Chelsea what her relationship is with Hogan. And she does mention the Netflix premiere.
Oh, sweet. I got it right.
Like she's talking glowingly of Hogan. Yeah, she mentioned Cardona and how, he was a big Hogan fan. But she's talking well of Hogan. She does start her interview by saying the, political stuff, very polarizing. But speaking of the wrestling superstar, she's talking well of Hogan, which is to be expected. You're not going to, I don't think, especially people who work in the company, you're not going to get anybody out there who's just going to bury him and say stuff that they maybe should be saying on national news. Give it a month. Undertaker might be on his podcast and telling some stories.
Oh, you got me, brother.
And yeah, like you said, if Chelsea is there appearing in an official WWE capacity. This is WWE. This is Hulk Hogan. They are synonymous with each other. Therefore, you can do nothing but praise the golden goose. And that is, Hogan was their golden goose from a historical standpoint. So they're going to praise as much as they can. You're going to see a lot of weird revisionist history with those packages. Allegedly, there were multiple, departments in WWE that were basically told, hold your projects and start working on Hogan stuff. It's like the Queen. It's like when the Queen dies and BBC has 2 days of mourning. This is the same shit you're going to see. They stopped all projects, and now you're going to get the Queen is dead. Eventually there's going to be some white smoke, not any other color, only white, brother, and a new Hulk will be elected.
New Hulk.
The new Hulk.
Try that. I've tried that a few times.
I'm sure they did. Tom McGee. Who else?
Yeah, everybody they tried to turn. Luger.
Magnus. Nick Aldis at one point was supposed to be a new Hulk.
Yeah, Luger. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Grace, Queen's long dead. You're Canadian. You should know better. Just because she's still on her money doesn't mean they're not going to have circulation with the king soon.
Nah. Who cares about the Queen?
Horace Hogan. Oh, Horace. God bless. Hulk Breaker. That's the thing. Listen, they know what they're doing. They know that this episode is basically being thrown away for this, which is great because it's not like you have a SummerSlam event in 2 weeks or anything like that. But hey, why not? Terry's dead. Talk about it.
They'll probably pay tribute to him at SummerSlam too.
Oh man. 2 nights of that, and now it's no longer going to be. It's in his contract. It's no longer the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, brother. It's going to be the Hulk Hogan Memorial Battle Royal, brother.
They'll do something for Hogan. I don't know what it'll be. They should name like a a screw finish after Hogan. You know, like the Dusty finish. They should name the Money in the Bank briefcase after Hogan, because that's what Hogan would do. He would just, run in, and he originated that at WrestleMania 9. He basically cashed in his contract.
That's true.
That's the original cash in. Hogan doing that. They're gonna rename the Money in the Bank briefcase after Hogan. That's my theory.
They're gonna call it Hogan in the Bank.
Yeah.
Except the briefcase is always bright white. Oh,
you can't customize it.
Yeah, you can't. It's only one color, brother. Meet Norma saying, "May Hogan reincarnate as Nick Cannon's 30th child." Oh, dude, come on. Save some jokes for Saturday Crew too. They're gonna have plenty to say, or nothing to say. Who knows? That's a whole other conversation. American beer in the bank.
Oh man, that sucks.
It's someone. It's very funny. Someone was like, "So what's gonna happen now with Real American Wrestling?" And I'm like, "Kurt Angle just got a pay bump."
Yeah, Bischoff's like, the show goes on and everything. I'm sure those dozens and dozens of people are gonna be super excited for this show without Hogan. Like, that show wasn't going anywhere anyway. At least if you had Hogan attached to it, he would have been doing media and everything. Now you have Bischoff doing media. No one actually asked him about Real American Freestyle. They're like, "Hey, will you bury AEW so I can get clicks and likes?" And that's all Bischoff does. And allegedly that's going to help Real American Freestyle. And it's not, but okay.
But they've sold 1,000 tickets, Jeremy, by no other reason. Apparently they're over 1,000 now. But that also has nothing to do with bringing on Kurt Angle and announcing him in a media tour.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with that at all. Anyway, Vala saying Hogan dying did more. Hogan dying did move a lot of tickets for that Real American Wrestling. I want it. Has WrestleTex done an update yet? We're gonna find out right now. Rumble and the Burt is almost sold out. They're great, by the way. If you're in Winnipeg and you want to go see wrestling, do that. I don't see anything for. No, I don't see anything else. No, nothing here. Real American Wrestling. This was July 23rd. They were 1,084 tickets out.
Okay. Well,
so there you go.
I'm sure we'll get an update from WrestleTix here shortly, but I'm not expecting much. This whole thing was supposed to be like where wrestling meets, amateur wrestling, and I don't know any of these matches. I haven't seen anybody build these matches by doing promos and everything. They don't have weekly television to like build this stuff. Like, I don't know the point of it other than Hogan got bored and Bischoff wanted to do something fun with his friend, and then Hogan died.
You know what's going to be hilarious? Eric Bischoff is going to come out here and be like, thanks to WWE and to TNA and the NWA and all these companies that said nice things about Hogan. You ever notice that AEW didn't have the propensity to say anything about Hulk Hogan? Did you ever notice that? And people will just be like, yeah, we definitely noticed it. We noticed it and enjoyed it.
That was so. Thank you for bringing that up, because that was so fucking funny that AEW didn't bother to post anything about that.
Why should they?
Hogan passing. Oh, I agree. I'm not disagreeing.
I know you are. It's just like, why should they?
They banned him. What are they gonna?
They banned him and his ex-wife. Like what?
Right. They had nothing to do with it, but like they posted, when Bray passed, they posted a graphic for Bray. And Bray had nothing to do with AEW. So it just goes to show how much they just did not care about him and his standing with things, which I think is great. I have no issue with AEW not posting any type of message and graphic. I truthfully, I think it would have been a little fake if they did. Like, oh, we remember Hulk Hogan. I was like, I feel like the top person in your company, the guy who runs your company, isn't a big Hulk Hogan fan. He's said as much. So why are you doing this graphic? Feels like you're just doing it to get some likes out of it. And, you don't need to do that. And they didn't. Bless them.
No, good for them. I hope they keep it that way. I love Ryan. We noticed it like when we noticed WWE not posting about Pride Month or Black History Month. It's true. There you go. Yeah. Did New Japan say anything?
Yes.
Yeah. They did. So basically, anywhere that Hogan worked is more likely that they would have put something out there.
You know who put something out there that like
Maple Leaf Pro.
was? Oh, did they?
They did too, yeah. But I feel like
Okay.
maybe he worked Maple Leaf Pro back in the original MLP days.
No, the funniest one, CZW.
Yeah, hardcore deathmatch aficionado.
CZW. CZW is saddened to learn Hulk Hogan has passed away. CZW posting is objectively the funniest one posting of like, oh, we're so sad that Hulk Hogan passed away. Like,
So
all right.
I wanna point out, yes, Hogan did work Maple Leaf Pro in 1981. So and even worked WWF Maple Leaf Wrestling. So that was, again, it made sense that they did it. GCW didn't officially say anything, but Brett did. Brett Lauderdale had said some things. But again, everyone who is aware of Hogan the person had the same thing to say, which was, did a lot for the business, but also a piece of shit human being. Do with that what you will. Goodbye. So Ryan saying, surprise XPW didn't say anything. That's who I was expecting you to say, not CZW.
CZW, objectively funny that they posted something. I mean, did XPW post anything?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But people were asking if XPW did. What's their? I don't even know if they have a Twitter account. They must. This is like the perfect place for them to be. XPW.
Yeah, XPW has a Twitter, I'm sure.
What is it though? The XPW Wrestling. Sure.
Okay, sure.
The XPW Wrestling. There you go. Okay. Did they say anything? They haven't tweeted since May 26th.
Oh, all right. Well,
there you go.
They get a pass for not saying anything because they probably weren't going to say anything.
And also the last thing that they tweeted was, if you're in Western New York, come down for all your adult needs. A supermarket of fine filth.
Okay. Well, they know their audience and their sponsorship there. Plus.
Yes, they very much do. Yeah. And everything is just a retweet of their owner's show.
All right. That sounds better.
And I guess the adult store that they own. So there you go.
Did Progress post anything?
I don't think he worked Progress, brother. He was very anti-Progress, that Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, true.
I feel like we would have seen some of these things, just like by virtue of our timeline.
Oh, I agree. I didn't see anything for Progress, so I imagine they didn't post anything. But
I feel like the bottom line should be, if you ever worked your territory, you can say something, or like it's something you would do if they worked your territory.
Right. I think anybody is free to post anything that they
want. It's their content.
Yeah, I just think it's very funny that AEW didn't. Again, I don't blame them. I do not blame
WXW wouldn't do anything, so.
I wouldn't expect like the European companies to really do anything. AEW is the second biggest company for now in the US, so them not saying anything, it's just funny.
Yep. I really don't like this. Someone's comparing Hogan to Michael Jackson. Here's the difference. Michael Jackson never said that he is guilty of the things he's been accused of. Hulk Hogan flat out told you he's a racist. Period. End of sentence. Yeah. That's it. So leave that ridiculous shit alone. For those of you wondering about the NWA, they've sold 355 tickets to their 77th anniversary show.
They've sold, so say that again.
The National Wrestling Alliance has sold 355 tickets for their 77th anniversary show.
That show's not till when? Oh, August, right?
It's the 16th of August.
Oh, mid-August. Okay.
It's mid-August.
300 something tickets for that show?
Yep, in a venue that holds 745. So they're just about halfway there.
They might get there if they announce some WWE talent. I don't know.
Well, maybe if they bring Natty back. I'm not being facetious.
No. I was.
I know. I don't want chat thinking I'm being sarcastic here.
Natty would probably move some tickets. So yeah, I don't know. She's moving that many tickets, but that's a brand that just like, just doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist.
But it exists on Twitter, Jeremy.
Yeah, now it's gonna exist on Roku.
Oh, that's right. Is this the first week of Roku? No, that's next week.
Yeah. Now, yeah.
The
I think it's
29th,
this
I think,
week.
was the date.
Right. Yeah. The next show is the debut.
So remember, on Wednesday when we come onto the show, we have to remind that one guy who was super excited about this how they did.
Like that promotion has like no motion, like zero motion at all. No one knows what's going on in that promotion.
Chat, without Googling it, Jeremy, don't answer this. Who is the NWA World's Heavyweight Champion?
Oh, I actually know that answer.
So do I, because they're out there working more than most
Yeah.
other. Well, I'm not going to put down other NWA talent because they do work, but this guy is out there. He is working. All right,
Yeah.
someone in the chat got it. It's not Danhausen. Sorry, me nomus. I'm sure he would love that.
Okay.
It's not Bram. It's not Hammerstone.
But who's the TNA? Who's the NWA like a junior champion? Do you know that one?
No,
That's
God.
where we're getting. They got a million titles.
Sorry, it is Bram. My
Yeah,
bad.
it
I
is.
totally forgot that it was
Yeah.
Bram. That was his character. Yes, it's Tom Latimer. Thank you, guys. Yes, he is the NWA World Heavyweight Champion. It's
Yeah.
Bram.
Do you know who the NWA tag team champions are? And
Oh,
this is where we're
they have
getting to.
They have 27 titles in that company and 27
do.
employees.
They
Tom
do
Latimer
have
probably holds 9 of those titles.
they do have a ton of titles in that company. That's the thing of, like they got way too many, but no one cares because no one pays attention to NWA.
Their talent works more on the indies than they do their home promotion.
Well, their indies. I mean, their promotion is they only run like once a month, and then they just bulk tape everything. Or apparently they have tapings. They do like studio tapings in Florida, but again, no one's paying attention. That's a company that's just literally zero motion, no motion with that company. But Roku, they got Roku, so sure.
They got Roku. It's going to be exciting. That first week in Roku, it's going to be live. They're going to do a ton of coke, and Father James Mitchell is going to ascend to the heavens.
I mean, that was the best thing about the company. Still, like,
well, two things. There was that, and then there was the Cardona and Billy interaction. You go to hell, Matt Cardona. Hell.
That was so funny.
One of the best weeks in wrestling history, let me tell you.
What a show. That's where they got to bring, like, that's the good stuff with that show, man. Like, Coke and just Billy Corgan, like, yelling at Matt Cardona. It's so good. Do we think the Roku infrastructure will crash from a large volume of viewers?
Has Roku ever had more than 50 people watching one channel at one time?
That's true. I mean, maybe
they could be
gets that many people.
I've seen some rickety setups for streaming. I watched some of your live streams, not you specifically. I'm talking out to the void. I watched some of your live streams.
It's not, but like those shows aren't live though. They're still like the same taped NWA shows. It's just now they're on Roku as opposed to Twitter. Like that, them being on Twitter and acting like that was like a thing, and they were gonna get so many views. I'm sure like their streams got like thousands of alleged views, but no one like watches. That's why when people watch our show on Twitter, aside from yesterday where a lot of people jumped in from Twitter, like Twitter doesn't have that kind of like pull when it comes to views and stuff, because people just scroll past and they might watch it for a second, but like that counts as a view. No one like sticks around and is like watching the whole thing. That's what happened with NWA. I'm sure their streams it seemed like they did big numbers on Twitter, but like no one was actually like watching the full show on that.
Apparently Hammerstone and Kerry Morton at the 77th anniversary.
Yeah, sure.
They announced that. I'm just trying to see what their last the viewership was for their last.
No. Yes, like, the guy who sings Creep does own the NWA.
That is accurate. That's true.
You, Richard. Have you heard that song, Joel? Creep?
I have. Once, one time. 30,000 views, allegedly. Or at least 30,000 people who have, popped up on it.
There's no way 30,000 people actually watched that entire show. There's just no way.
That's true. Like they're doing the best of the Crockett Cup right now.
Yeah, that's been going on for like 3 months at this point.
But like the Best of Crockett Cup 2023.
Oh, well.
Anyway, this is more. We talked about the NWA more than they have.
Yeah, I mean, we're giving the NWA some motion.
Damn, giving them the rub, brother. Yeah, like Meet Normus. First of all, there were two things. First, Meet Normus saying, "I don't know if I have Roku." That sounds like a TNA fan right there. Do I have Access TV? Couldn't tell you. And then WWE Speed was trash from the start. Speed is the current question from people. What happened to WWE Speed? They hadn't uploaded a new episode in 2 weeks.
Oh, really?
I don't think they've been taping.
Oh,
I'm gonna see if they did anything. Yeah, because it's supposed to be every Wednesday, and the last episode was July the 9th.
Wasn't it a 2-year deal? Is it?
That's what I thought it was. But
Yeah,
2 years
was
it
there an
started
option
in April.
I didn't know if there was like an option year and for the second year, and they decided not to use that option.
I just think Elon forgot. I just think Elon was just like, who? I don't know.
There's no like Twitter views don't mean anything because people just scroll past and that's that. Like, you don't actually get anything from it.
2 people I have seen questioning it. One in our Fightful Select Discord. The other one asked about it on what's it called, on Steven Larson. So 2 people at least have done it.
Yeah,
Saul Ruka now has the speed belt on TV.
Yeah,
and that was when I was like, kind of, huh?
Yeah.
It kind of got my ears up.
Yeah, it's sure WWE Speed. I know our news team's very upset that there's no WWE Speed because that was an easy post for them to do every week.
It was. Now it's gone.
Yeah.
Now it's 3 minutes of content. Now who's gonna watch NXT on Wednesday afternoons?
I loved Speed. Still do. It was a quick 3-minute match. It was fantastic. It was an easy watch. I actually believe those viewership numbers were closer to reality than the NWA because it's literally like a 5-minute video. People watch 5-minute videos on Twitter all the time. So I can actually believe those numbers. Nobody's sitting there watching a 40-minute NWA show on Twitter.
This is funny. Jules saying, isn't Ricochet still the speed champion? No, it's funnier. El Grande Americano is currently the speed champion. Which one?
Oh.
Who knows? They haven't aired the show in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
One of them is still there. Y'all watched the first show on here. That's true because we wanted to watch Speed and see what it was like. Turns out it was just like it was.
I tried to do that bit where I reviewed Speed matches and then I gave up on it because
your reviews were longer than 90 seconds.
Yeah. Well, no, my reviews were very short. Like I tried to just go through it. Then something probably came up and I just missed a week and then I was just like, all right, I'm not gonna do it anymore.
That's how I feel about it. Oh my God. Anyway, that's that.
You want to talk about this TNA show from last night? I watched it.
Sure.
I watched this show.
You had pointed this out on Twitter. The first hour
ruled
one match, and it was the Knockouts 6-woman tag match.
Yeah.
The Elegances took on the Inspiration and the newly signed Mara Sade. So they actually had the day. Well, it was like the re-debut because I do appreciate that Tom Hannafin was like, you guys aren't stupid. You've seen her before. She used to be in NXT. She's worked a few matches here, but this is the first time you're seeing her under this name. So Mara is now officially signed with TNA. That's good news. I think that there are a lot of people joining TNA that I'm now wondering where they're going to stockpile them. But she is someone who should be in that business. Who should be working TNA for a bit. Anyway, the Inspiration won, and Sade got the pin. So there's that. But the rest of the first hour was for raw TNA segments for the first hour and the crossover segment.
Hilarious.
And Krista pointed out, she's like, why did you have all the losers come out and then do the champions in the crossover? Why wouldn't you have done it the other way around? Well, it's because you had Santino Marella who had to come out here and be like, I'm leading by example. I'm going to give myself a title shot. And it's like, no, you're not. You're a terrible leader. Stop it. And then the system comes out. They're baby faces, but they're only baby faces because everyone else figured it out for them. They didn't tell any story to get there other than they beat Dark State, which like, okay, my mother beat Dark State. All she has to do is say, you guys suck, and they all lie down, and suddenly my mother's the baby face. That's what they did. By virtue of working with Matt Cardona, the system suddenly became baby faces. The only baby face out of this that makes sense is Moose, and that's because he showed respect to Leon Slater after a really good match. So like Moose doesn't affect the rest of the people in that in that group. But regardless, they come out. Moose effectively is like, I want Trick Williams. And I'm like, why don't you just call out Obafemi again? Why wouldn't you want to go after their titles and be like an eye for an eye? Why wouldn't you want to try something like that? And like at least do something, because I know Oba's going to win, but at least do something where it's like you seem a little like you're, not just caring about your brand, but maybe you want to stick it to them a bit. Moose, who's done everything in TNA, maybe you should go after the NXT title just to be like, I'm going to take over NXT. I'm going to do what Trick thinks he's doing to us. It was silly. It was stupid. And you want to talk about that first hour before we get to the rest of it?
Yeah, it was hilarious. One match.
Hold on. Oh, by the way, Kevin in the chat is saying nobody watching TNA for one reason. The show's taped, not live. Guess what last night's episode was, Kevin? Guess what happened last night? Last night's episode was live as live can be.
Last night was that was what made last night's episode worse, is that it was live, and you would think like, oh, they're gonna do some cool stuff because it's live, and it's not. Like, it wasn't good. Like, it just sucked. They didn't do anything special because it was live. It didn't feel like a live show. If you did not know this show was live, you would have thought it was just another taped Impact show. Like, nothing special or out of the ordinary happened, which I'm not saying you have to have happen on a live show. But there was no, like, production that made it feel any different than their taped shows. It just felt like another taped Impact show. The only difference was it was live and you didn't know what was going to happen. Again, nothing out of the ordinary happened to make it feel like, oh, that's a cool show. The first hour was objectively funny. Just everybody coming out and like, oh, TNA, we might have gotten knocked down, but we're gonna take it to NXT. We're gonna rally around. I love TNA. We're gonna rally around each other. Like, all right. You had a chance to go to NXT, right? Like, allegedly. You guys are just... Nobody showed up on Tuesday's NXT. You had The Undertaker. This is why I said you guys should... Why was the thank you Undertaker on this? That's who they should have been thanking. Nobody showed up on NXT. The Undertaker had to do everything on Tuesday. You guys didn't do shit.
And again, this was my favorite thing about, why didn't they show up on Tuesday? People in my mentions being like, they were all in Rhode Island. They were all in Kingston getting ready for the show. I'm like, they didn't spend 4 days getting TNA to pay for a friggin' vacation for them to sit in Kingston, Rhode Island waiting for a show. They went home. The only people who didn't go home were the ones who were working media tours. Because guess what's cheaper than getting you a hotel for 4 nights? Sending you home on a Southwest flight or whatever flight you want. That's what's cheaper. That's what you do. Hilarious. Anyway, we'll get back to it. All right. Ten Rizzo sent super chat saying shout out to Ibu and the Self-Made Pros for the Hogan first live stream. Yeah, they went quickly and they talked about it. You know what? Those guys talked about it from a very different perspective than Jeremy and I would have, than Sean would have, than anyone would have. They very much had the millennial Gen Z. This is what Hogan was to us as a group of black men as well, and their experience with Hogan in their space. So go check that out. It was a long stream, but there's a lot of. It's a very different take compared to a lot of others who were talking about Hogan. Speaking of which, I want to welcome onto the show the one and the only Cam Hawkins this morning. How you doing, pal?
Hey man, fuck all that, man. Don't.
What do you want me to do?
I want to hear what Evo and them are doing over there. Fuck that. I don't want to hear that. No, absolutely not.
You don't want to hear screaming?
I'll tell you what's interesting. It was I've said this for a long time. Him and his crew's ability to like build an audience. I've never seen anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, as far as like having people in a space or having people on a Discord, that is a special talent that is like super unique, and salute to them, man.
You know what that's called, by the way? That's called being much younger than we are.
Listen, man, I don't know what I would have to do to appeal to like 20-year-olds. I don't have it in me. Whatever the secret sauce is, like he has it and they have it. I don't got that in me. I don't know what I would tell these children. But that is absolutely like that's the thing that I don't even know if anybody's trying to do it, but that's how you survive. You know what I mean? Like that's how you do this thing for a very long time. Having a built-in audience that's significantly younger than you that wants the thing that you do. It's like Drake but less annoying.
That new song sucks. Did you listen to
I
that,
don't-
Cam?
No,
Oh.
and that's my point. No, Jeremy, you do these things for the love of the game and to be able to like
Sadly.
talk about these things and have them exist over this wide plane. Fuck no, I didn't listen to that. No, I'm done. I'm good.
No, fair. But like, I like
we just-
listening to it just to see what he's up to, see what he's
Yeah,
doing.
you're a fair play guy.
Dude, he
you're like,
went
hey.
to England. He went to England for like a month, and now all of a sudden he thinks he's British, rapping out here with an accent.
Bro,
It's awful.
Like, respect to my boys at Rest Things. Those are my homies. British rap sucks. Like I don't know another way to say it. That shit is terrible, bro. Like it's not good. They I don't know that. I don't like the accent. I don't like the cadence. I don't like what they talk about. Like the shit is terrible. But with all that said, hi guys, how are you?
How you doing, Cam?
Hey man, I'm good. I tell you what, Jeremy. While British rap is absolutely terrible, that fucking Clips album, boy.
Oh, we haven't talked about this. Yeah, you haven't been on since. It's literally the only thing that I'm listening to. Like the wife and I went out last night, and we get in the car, and it's playing on my phone. She's like, "Have you listened to anything else since this came out?" I'm like, No, not really. Like when the kids are in the car, I got to put something else on. But
sure.
Otherwise, if it's just me, yeah, this is the only thing that I listen to.
It's special, man. It's the rapping is incredible. Like first off, the rapping is just incredible. The idea that and Jeremy, maybe you have, or men of a similar age. I don't know if you ever sat in a studio and like had a beat and sat next to somebody and like had to rap with them, but also try to out rap them, like as you guys are putting pen to paper. It's so good. It's so good. And like Pusha T is one of my favorite rappers ever. Malice, he shat all over him. The whole
He kills it.
Yo,
Every Malice verse.
Malice, like he killed him, and not like in a disrespectful way. Like Malice was just, it's just so good. It is. Do you have a favorite song off the album?
It switches like every day, honestly, and I know that's like a cop-out answer, but like one day I'll find myself like doing the lyrics to FICO. Another day I'll find myself doing the lyrics to Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. Like if I have to pick one, I really like Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. Inglorious Bastard is probably my favorite beat though. The trumpet on that, I'm just amazing. Like, yeah, it's so good. Hey, but yeah, it switches every day.
Pile driver finisher. I don't get what Cam is necessarily talking about. Is he trying to talk shit without talking shit or something? Yeah, no, I really am saluting. Like, if this is about Ebo, and I really am saluting them. Like that is, it's incredible to build an audience the way that they have. Like you in wrestling, somebody who does not have a history in the business, somebody who, doesn't wrestle, didn't manage for him to have the type of following that he does is special. And I mean that sincerely. Like it's not, none of that's facetious, like genuinely. But I think Abita is a crazy song. It makes me feel like I'm driving very fast in a car. And like songs should make you feel things, right? Like it's the rapping is so good. But I tell you what, Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. I did a TikTok. That's what the kids like, right? I did a TikTok
boy.
To
thanks Trish Hawkins.
It was Adam Cole coming out and All In because I was ringside. So like I recorded it, like him coming out and doing his pose, and it's such a good album. Oh my god. They somebody tweeted that it was like, Stormzy, please go to hell, Lawrence.
I think Lawrence is being facetious. But
somebody tweeted, what did they say? That the Clips was like woke rap, and I'm like, guys, are you listening to the words? They're selling dope. They're killing people. They hate their peers. They hate women. Like, no, this is not woke rap. The issue is it's so technically sound, you decided that it's woke.
I'm listening to the album with the wife, and fight goes on, and she's like, what's this song about? I was like, well, you see, you got to have a high FICO score, and then you can do business with them. She's like, oh, okay. I was like, and the business is drugs. It's about coke. And then Mike Tyson blows to the face. I was like, you see, it's a double entendre. It's Mike Tyson punching in the face, but it's also about coke.
It's also that picture of Mike Tyson having an impossible amount of cocaine under his nose. But
yeah, it's about murder and coke. That's what it is.
Bro, it's so good. It's so, like, when they said that, I was like, woke rap, like, at one point Malice says, if I had her, then you had her, she never mattered. She
doesn't matter, yeah.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Like, that is, you can't say a worse thing about a woman. Keep going. Keep going. It's so good.
I love Whips and Chains, and like the hatred that you hear in Pusha and Kendrick's voice. The by Kendrick before it starts gets me every single time. I was like, oh, this man's so mad. He's so angry.
I had an exchange on Sunday with a gentleman who was celebrating WWE's lack of ticket sales. And I told him, I said, which show did you go to? And he didn't buy tickets for SummerSlam. He also didn't buy tickets for All In. And that turned into, you support the machine and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, first of all, fuck you. That's number one. That's the first thing. Second of all, and it got to a point where it was, I don't respect who you are. I don't respect what you represent. I don't respect how you live your life. Everything about you disgusts me. And that is Pusha T to a T. Like, the amount of disgust that he has, that these people can be in the same room as him. I love it. I fucking love it. He's an evil man. Like, I'm so culturally behind. What is this album? Let God sort him out. Let God sort him out. It is, and I genuinely, and Joel, we've had conversations. Jeremy, you've seen it. I share that sentiment. I'm offended that there are people who feel like they can talk to me. Maybe that's a little rude, but I am genuinely disgusted at the idea that somebody who has, and I told this guy, you have no discernible talent or skill. The idea that you can step out of whatever hole you live in and critique me about the things that I do actually upsets me. Well, not upsets me, annoys me. Because he was like, you're angry. I was like, I'm not angry, I'm annoyed. I'm too good for your critique and your slander. And then a nice person who, well, they were nice at first. It kind of morphed into like, you don't think that, like, why are you ignoring this valid critique? And I said, well, guys, I'm. Have you both seen Superman?
No.
The new one, no.
Okay. Without spoiling it, and everybody knows the story, Superman works at the Daily Planet. Lois Lane is an investigative reporter, and she's amazing. And there's a scene towards the end of the movie where they are literally in a spaceship, the entire Daily Planet like top team, and they're editing and publishing an article in real time. And I was like, wow, I've literally done that. Because when we were doing the I think it was the Bianca Belair piece, me and Cal, shout out to Cal, we were at Spotify Studios in person, like editing and sorting it out. And I was like, wow, this is like really an in-person thing. This is great. But I told this person, I said, listen, you all have decided that I'm an investigative reporter. I've never claimed that. I've never suggested that. That is not my job title. And every time you get upset with me, it's because of a job that you've decided that I do, not a job I've ever said that I've done. And that upsets me because you're holding me to a standard that I've never set. And then it turned into like the real offense. You write fluff pieces. And I'm like, Fluff ain't never been this hard, baby. Never been this hard. Ain't no fucking fluff to what I do. You can't do this. Like, fluff is very good finishing move. Really like my job. Really like my friends. Maybe that's not what I do. But I understand what it's meant to say. You know, and it's fine.
Well, they want you waterboarding these people.
And listen, and an actual thing that happened. And sometimes it takes a while for the sentiment to really hit, right? I told the guy, I said, no, every time I get around my famous athlete friends, I make it a point to ask them how they feel about their far right-wing boss. Every time. And people finally, it clicked. Because it was like, no, that's fucking stupid. Like, I went to the big college down here, and I have friends who played the big sports down here. When I see Vince Young, I don't ask him about the eyes of Texas. Because why would I do that? Because I understand, and I love when I came in. Like you said, Ibu and those guys, their experience with Hulk Hogan is different. I know how these guys feel about that. Some of that's not meant to be shared. Some of that's not meant to be expounded upon. Like, that's our thing, you know? Yeah. So, hey, perfect
Hulk
segue.
Hogan, Cam.
Hulk Hogan.
Great segue.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on?
I got a buddy named Will, who is, like, we all have big homies, right? Like, we all have big homies. And Joe, I don't know what you call them up there. I don't know what you say.
Joel doesn't have friends,
Yetis.
so he calls
Your Maple Leaf mans. I don't know what you call them up there.
Maple Leaf fans.
Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Joel calls him Joel.
Bigfoot is your big homie? That's crazy. But we all have big homies, right? Will's my big homie. Will's a year older than me. He was in the Army. He is retired. Will has kids. Will has his own very nice house. Will works part-time at the post office with his disability. Will lifts all the weights in the world. Like, he's the closest thing I have to somebody I kind of try to model myself after. He carries himself with a level of respect and grace. I love how he goes about life. To not give too much away, Will has a stepson, and he's never married a woman, but they were so close. And he is a brother to his daughter that Will has always looked out for him. One of the reasons I have that red Supreme backpack is because Will bought his stepson a Supreme backpack for his birthday. He means a lot to me. And yesterday, I posted the TMZ link and didn't say anything. It was like 9 o'clock at night, and Will calls me. Will never calls me. And he was like, Cam, I've been scouring the internet all day for your reaction to Hulk Hogan. And I didn't see anything. And I figured it's because you on purpose didn't say anything. So we talked for like 20 minutes. I wrote about this for you guys, as a matter of fact, when I was talking about, it was one event. My very first wrestling match that I went to was a house show, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair in a steel cage in DC. That is the genesis of my in-person wrestling fandom. Of course, Scott Hall is my absolute favorite wrestler. They are forever linked. Last night, I was in a space. It was a young lady who was hosting it with her friends, and apparently some guy, this is a black woman, some guy who's a black man was cussing her out and calling her all kinds of things for the things she had to say about Hulk Hogan. I posted it in the work Slack yesterday, and shout out to my team, shout out to Yahoo and Crown. Buddies are working overtime. A lot of articles, a lot of opinion pieces. Really did the work. I don't know what to say, guys. Genuinely. I can't mourn someone who thinks that I'm less than a person. That's kind of the crux of everything, right? I can't mourn somebody who does not value me as a human being. Joel and Jeremy, you have fathers.
Had.
Apologies, but you'll see where I'm going.
Yeah.
We come from a generation where those fathers never had to apologize for things because they were the breadwinners. And so whatever they did was understood, because what else are you going to do? Right? Hulk Hogan comes from that generation where it's not even understood that you have to apologize, because why? Because I make this thing work. I make this thing happen. Why would I ever have to apologize for a thing that I did? You survived because of me. And I think that fueled a lot of what he did and who he was. You know, it's really interesting to watch. I told you guys this when we had the final Wale Mania a couple of months ago. I saw Big E, and he was with Chris, and I pulled him aside, and I was like, "You just look so happy. Like you just, there's a joy in his face that you can see." And Big E, who loves everyone, who would give anyone the shirt off his back, hates Hulk Hogan. So what does that say about Hulk Hogan? You know what I mean? You know, we all know, and listen, you guys cover it deeper than I do. Hulk Hogan did a very bad thing and never felt the need to really apologize. But the idea that we have to forgive people is so ingrained in our society that people decided he apologized. They decided that he apologized.
He called it a speed bump. That was his apology. Is he called it a speed bump and not who he is? That's not an apology.
I want to be very clear. People say bad words, right? I've said this a lot. What Hulk Hogan did on camera, very, very bad. Very, very bad. It's not irredeemable. There's a way to come back from that. It's the other thing. The other thing is the damning thing to me. Your son was in jail for vehicular recklessness, let's just say, right? You get on the prison phone and you say, hey, it's going to be okay. And even if we die, at least we won't come back as black people. What are you talking about? Like, it's funny because it's so sad. Like, what are you talking about? I don't say hi to the family guy. You're making all that noise. Look how big he is. All these muscles. Hi, baby. I know.
It's giving us a side eye now.
How you doing, Buster?
So
Hi.
precious. Get out of here. But it's the thing that I saw. People feel like they have to be fair. You don't have to be fair.
Thank you.
You don't owe it to the world to be fair. The fairness is in death. That's the fairness. The fairness is in death, because good or bad, it comes for us all. That's the equalizer. You're not responsible for humanizing people. You're not responsible for galvanizing a community to feel the way. That's not on you. The reason the relationship is complicated is because, like I was saying, when you come from a generation where breadwinning was the most important thing, he's the most important breadwinner. You cannot talk about professional wrestling without talking about Hulk Hogan. You can't. But you don't have to pretend that there's an amount of money you can generate that allows you to dehumanize people. Yesterday, the thing happened that I fucking hate. What do I hate? I hate Mount Rushmore. I hate it. The best thing I've ever seen in animation is the episode of Invincible where there's a supervillain who's trying to destroy Mount Rushmore. And granted, it's going to kill a bunch of people, but his reasoning is sound. It's a monument to slave owners and racists. And somebody was like, I wouldn't put a racist on my Mount Rushmore. Bitch, it's a monument to racists. Like, I understand the sentiment, but like, no, that's what this thing is. Whenever you talk about Thomas Jefferson in a positive way, you are doing a little bit of evil. You just are.
Can we axe Mount Rushmore, and can we bring it back to Chris Rock and just ask top 5? Just ask people top 5.
Yeah. It's lazy. It's lazy. And I hate laziness more than racism.
It's visual. It's visual is what it is. It's people ask Mount Rushmore because it's a visual note in their mind of these 4 individuals that they think should be memorialized or processed onto a piece of stone for their enjoyment. That's what it is.
Yeah. And listen, I hate diving into the whole fuck AI, because not only is Mount Rushmore fucking terrible, but it also allows you to type the prompt into Grok, chat, whatever the fuck you use, and it puts 4 fucking rockheads in a monument. Fucking Chris Paul and John Stockton and goddamn Steph Curry. And yeah, I hate it. It's terrible. But it's easy, and I don't like easy. It's not supposed to be easy. The people who are good at things are supposed to do things, and you're supposed to enjoy it. Everybody should be a part of the conversation. Everybody shouldn't be a part of the brainstorming. But yeah, when people say love him or hate him, I hate them for saying it. I hate you for saying it. And shout out to John Cena. It's not his fault, but John Cena is like the crux of love him or hate him conversation, right? Because I don't like his wrestling style. I don't like that he barks out his moves in the ring, all that kind of shit. Love him or hate him, like it or not, this is what it is. No, I just don't like it. I don't like you for talking about it that way. I don't know. I'm a man of a certain age, so I've dated women. And my phone yesterday.
Are you insinuating that your age dictates your sexual capabilities and interests?
Yeah, I'm a man of a certain age, so I've dated women.
All right, so
my phone yesterday was ridiculous. Like, because like all the girls I used to date thought I was gonna be like so sad. Oh my God, are you okay? Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. Don't call me. I'll get in trouble. Leave me alone.
My mom.
Why do you still have my phone number? Go away. But it was people like, it was friends, it was family, it was a lot. And like my mom. So of course I have a mother. Shout out to Mom. I love you, Sandra. When Malcolm Jamal Warner passed, that's something that affects me and us in the sense of like, that's America's son, not Black America's son. That was America's son. We got to watch Malcolm Jamal Warner channel this character who struggled and did dumb shit in the way that kids do dumb shit, in a way that I don't think has ever been captured by another television show. My Wife and Kids did a very good job with Junior being a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But like there's a charm to how Malcolm Jamal Warner presented Theo. And knowing that Malcolm Jamal Warner like survived child acting to do the things that he wanted to do, to the way that he passed, and listen, parallels, man. I was with I think I said this. I spent a lot of time around MVP, all out weekend or all in weekend. Not just what you saw on camera, but like we really kicked it with P. And like I just sat there and kind of soaked up game. And I looked at, there's that viral moment of him and Shad when Kofi wins the title, like real tears, knowing that Malcolm Jamal Warner kind of left us the same way that Shad did. Like that's tough. That's rough, I don't have the Ozzy Osbourne connection, but I hang out with white people. So I understand like how they internalized that, how that affected them. Joel and Jeremy, best wishes. I don't know if you listen to fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh, Joel definitely does.
I talked about Ozzy on Wednesday, and we spoke at length about his perception and the reality of Ozzy.
Wow, Cam, just assuming because I'm white, I listen to Ozzy Osbourne.
Literally, your background is fast cars. I assume
true, but that's because I love family. That has nothing to do with music.
Have you guys watched the new season of Dexter?
No.
They're on show 92 of Dexter because whatever. But episode 2 opens with War Pigs.
I saw that. I did see that.
Yeah, it's cold fucking song. Shout out to Ozzy, man. Rest in peace. But I understand how Hulk Hogan made people feel. Genuinely. Like I get that. That is in a lot of ways, it's your introduction. He's your comfort wrestler. And I don't mean that in any type of disrespect. You know what I mean? Like when you talk about wrestling, that is the name. My man Kylan Furlow, longtime listener of the East Coast cast.
Long time.
Yeah. Kylan has the highest regard for Hulk Hogan. And it's when Hulk Hogan did the thing that he did, when he came out and said the horrible things about black people, Kylan was one of his first defenders because Hulk Hogan did make the time for Kylan to talk to him and spend time with him. This gets complicated because we can mean different things to different people, and we got to understand that. We can mean different things to different people. When we were in the big, hey, what are you eating? Don't do that. When we were in the big group chat, because we were like a long email chain, it was Ariel, it was Shaheen, it was Kel, it was everybody. We were talking about what we were going to do. And I literally said, listen, man, Phil's going to say what I was going to say. Shout out to Phil Schneider, one of the best writers on anything in the entire world. I said, Phil's going to say what I was going to say. Like, I don't have... Kel came out and talked about, like, balancing the good with the goofy. Like, he did that. I don't think we really needed a retread of that. Would have liked the money. Wish I would have thought about that. But I don't think we needed a retread of that. But I in the moment, I didn't have anything to say. I try to... I sell shirts that say "Nice try, Terry" on them. I've seen them in the wild and taking pictures with people.
Have you considered updating them to that they say "Bye bye, Terry" now?
You're a real piece of shit. I hope you know that.
Oh, you should have seen Joel at the top of this show. That's not even the worst thing. Joel
was,
brother.
Joel was pulling up from 3. He was
you was frying them up, Joel.
Oh,
I had more, but I stopped myself.
Yeah, Joel was. Oh man.
I don't. Again, what I said at the beginning, I can't mourn somebody who doesn't value me as a person, right? I can't. I think that there's some snobbery to how I go about my business. If everybody's telling the joke, I don't want to tell the joke because I feel like the joke's not fun if everybody's telling it, right? But sincerely, Malcolm, Muscle Man Malcolm, who gets love and gets flack. Did you guys see his video that he posted?
Not yet. No.
Okay, so it's on his, all his socials. But before he posted, he reached out to me, and he reached out to a couple of other people. He's like, "Is this okay?" And the way that he tackled it from all angles, I thought was super impressive, because I think more than most people, he leans a bit heavier into what you would consider PR. Like it's very positive. It's very light, but he's probably taken more journalism classes than your favorite journalist. Like, he knows what he's doing. And I thought that he had an incredible 2.5 minutes of really explaining what all this means and how all this feels. Somebody said it best. If you think this was bad, wait until that other guy passes away. Because, woo boy.
I had this conversation with my wife last night because someone on Twitter, he's a regular viewer of the show. Shout out to Don. He mentioned, like, because SP3 and I were live on air yesterday when this news broke, and I interrupted him. He was talking about Athena and Tony Storm, that segment, and I'm like, oh shit, Hulk Hogan just died. And then SP3 and I, after our initial shock, were cracking jokes about everything. I was like, yeah, you're tuning into the wrong show if you want memories of Hulk Hogan and everything. Like, SP3, as a black man, how do you feel about this racist dying?
He's a black man in England too, so he's gonna say the dumbest shit possible.
But they asked, like, oh, I hope you guys are on air when Vince dies, because who knows how off the rails you're gonna get. And I thought about it, and I'm like, the problem with that is, like, yes, we might get off the rails, but people still love Vince to an extent that they shouldn't love Vince. And Vince hurts people with more than just words and actions. Vince literally ruined people's lives with things. Hogan, in some of the wrestling aspect of the world, yes, ruined some lives. He hurt people with a lot of it. Vince did some abhorrent shit that should not be spoken about and people should not do. Hogan, and I hope this is not taken the wrong way or anything. There was, not with the racist stuff, with the wrestling stuff, there was a charm to how he would do things with his lies and everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, he would bury people as like, oh, that doesn't work for me, brother. Like, it's a joke. That doesn't work for me, brother. Or Undertaker.
Oh, you got me, brother.
Shawn Michaels, Triple H. It's a great drop, right? All these people would openly mock and bury Hulk Hogan and the thing. Bret Hart would all openly mock and bury the things Hulk Hogan did. So it's very easy to, like, tell jokes about Hogan and do that in the same way. These same people still say the nicest things about Vince, still love Vince, still act like Vince is the greatest thing in the world. And it feels tougher to joke about that for a multitude of reasons that I feel I just laid that out. So that's why Vince is going to be worse in a much different way, because I think there's going to be a lot more of the, let me tell you how you should be feeling. And I don't want to hear that shit. I don't feel like there's going to be as much, hey, let's make fun and mock Vince for all the dumb shit that he did, because yeah, he did a lot of dumb stuff in pro wrestling that who doesn't angle with God. Like, he did a lot of that in wrestling, but he also, like, really ruined lives.
When I was a kid, kid is rough. We're talking 15 to 16, right? I didn't get along with my stepfather, and it was never anything that I actually did. Again, men from a certain generation, right? So when we would really get into it, I would go stay with a family from my church, and one of them was a reverend, and I I thought the most of this guy. Like, he was amazing. He was good to me. He was good to my family. And something happened, again, not related to me. And when we were adults, he just stopped talking to me because of something he did. And I've never disliked a person that I liked more. I never did. Which is to say, everybody wants a dad. Everybody wants a dad. And when someone presents themselves as a father figure and does the father things for you, you just have a reverence for them. I've told this story, and I got a lot of respect for this guy, so I won't say his name. I might not have told this story. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
All right. So,
Hold on.
WrestleMania.
Dorks, get your reporter hat on. It's time.
Listen, and it won't give it away, but WrestleMania in LA. I'm leaving, and I'm at the airport, and I see a former WWE wrestler, and he and I had known each other through socials. We're literally at the airport waiting on different planes together. We sit next to each other, and we're chopping it up, we're kicking it. And he's like, and I asked him, I said, yo, so what you think about all this Vince stuff? And he was like, look, man, and I kid you not, he was like, look, the women knew what they signed up for. I was like, oh, whoa, you know? And listen, there's a bit of understanding to what he said. It's not okay. I want to make that very clear, because these things are intricate, but it's not okay. I want to say it's not okay 92 times. Can you see me, camera? It's not okay. Right there. But I understood, again, him being of a certain age. I knew what he meant. He was mourning Hulk yesterday, and I was just like, fuck. Like, oh, like, bro, you're affected. And he's one of my favorite WWE talents who never really got the shot. He did a little bit in TNA. Big wink. But this is years ago, so it's not AJ Francis. Shout out to my dog AJ. I want to put my man in a spot. He's never said anything like that. But yeah, God, there's you can do wrong by everybody, but do right by one person, and their experience is totally different. And I would never devalue that man's experience, because I can't control how you view life and what you went through. The same thing I tell my man Kylan, like, his experience with Hulk Hogan is perfect because he got to exist outside of the bubble that Hulk Hogan was paying people in. It's all very tough, which is why I took the day to not say anything, because watching people argue and fight over somebody they never met, they never knew, it's very difficult, and it's disheartening, because while we can't be perfect, I think we hope to leave the type of impression that people don't have to argue over us. You know, that people can have a common ground about our existence. I don't know. I'm curious how I would love to talk to Seth Rollins right now, who publicly didn't like the guy, right? I'd love to talk to. Yeah, well, I'm sorry.
Oh, I would say I always appreciate Seth's perspective on it, because, yeah, he publicly didn't like him, but he's also said, he's like, Hogan's always been great to me. Every time he comes around, like, he helps out. He gives advice to people. He's very personable. He's good backstage. I can't be friends or like someone who has done the things that he has done, said the things that he has said, and he will bury him. I think Seth has a very good perspective of, yeah, you can, someone can be good to you, but they can also say some stuff that maybe it doesn't affect you, but it does affect your friends and shows the type of person they are, and you don't have to like that.
I think again, there's not a dollar amount, but damn, Joel, I wish you were there, man. Me, Phil, Ridge, 5 a.m. in the hotel lobby with a bottle, just talking. I wish, man. Again, that's something that like I offered to record, and they were like, "We can never record this."
I would be the most awkward person to be sitting in that.
Yeah,
circle.
Joel being there doesn't make any sense in the
Let's
world.
go.
No, because it's like you would love it. You would have, because it was. We exist differently, and when I talk to those guys, and I love those guys, sometimes we exist on opposite ends of a spectrum that we didn't create because of relationships, because of affiliations, but the things that we can unite on with no problem are things like this. And man, somebody said something yesterday. He is somebody's father. He is somebody's grandfather. He was somebody's husband. And I respect that, which is also part of the reason why I'm like, listen, I don't want to dig too deep. Listen, man. A lot of people got racist grandfathers. They still love their granddaddy. It doesn't change. There's a woman who my friend used to date. See how deep it runs. Don't ever come to Texas, Joel. Stay away. So I think she's touching 50. I'm touching 40. She has a daughter who's 30. We have a group chat where one of my buddies dated the mom and the other one dated the daughter. That's just how Texas works.
Oh, I've seen this video before.
Well, shit. I got the video on my phone. But you know how crazy it was for us to be on like Instagram one time and look at a story and see her hanging out with, what the fuck is his name? Quick Jeremy. Who's the governor of Texas?
Oh, I have no idea.
The governor?
Yeah.
It's Greg Abbott, right?
Joel, you know how crazy it was seeing her in a video with Uncle Greg?
Oh, dear. Oh, Christ.
Uncle Greg!
Oh, God.
Like, I know how you live your life. I've seen you with my friends who look like me, who do the things that I do. And you posing with Uncle Greg, she had to lean down for the picture. You posing with Uncle Greg? Like, Rage and Cam would disagree. Listen, hey, you'd be surprised on how much we agree on. Rage and Cam's only real disagreement is the Usos and the Bucks. Everything else, Rage and Cam are kind of the same guy. Yeah. Never forget that motherfucker. Not Rage. Somebody called me a fucking size queen in the comments. I'll beat the shit out of you.
What?
Because I said I like, if the Bucks and the Usos are the same, I prefer the Usos how they do it because I believe the fighting more. He called me a fucking size queen. I'll kill you.
Fucking rules.
You people are too comfortable talking crazy. I will make you die 2 times. I'll wake you up to beat the shit out of you again. Anyway,
I'll wake you up to beat the shit out of you.
The complicated nature. That was, hey, he got my ass though. Like I couldn't. What am I gonna say back? Like you got me, bro. You got my ass. Fucking cook me. Oh, also the offer still stands. Somebody tweeted that if like your thing with the IWC is to call out these losers, salute, and a lot of people don't have their names and faces. The person who said that is the person I said I would beat up in Vegas. Offer still stands, you hoe ass motherfucker.
Yes, get a venue. Let's do it. I mean, I don't want to go to the States anytime soon, but I'll come down for that. I'll do 24 hours in Vegas for that shit.
I can't wait.
Be in your corner along with a lot of other people.
I got the trainer lined up and everything. Me and Chase Serrano, we finna get it.
But I will carry your spit bucket
shout
if
out
it
to
gets
Shay.
me to ringside.
But like I was saying, in all seriousness, the complicated matter of white people dying is complicated. Genuinely, white people dying is complicated because a lot of famous white people have like complicated relationships with non-white people. A new Naked Gun's coming out. I can't go see it. I want to go see it, and I think it's really interesting that Liam Neeson did the episode of Atlanta where they leaned into the racism, right? So clearly there was a conversation, but again, men of a certain age do not actually apologize for the things that they do. On top of that, and here's why I show a little bit of humanity. Okay. How do you say this without your friends getting mad at you? I was with Reg and Phil, and we were talking about Swerve. Swerve does not have the best relationship with every outlet. But the common ground we came to is no, I won't even say the common ground we came to. This was my angle, so I don't want to put that on Reg and Phil. Sometimes apologizing can make things worse.
That is true.
If you apologize to one person, then the standard is apologizing to everybody. Now, I think that as opposed to an apology, I think that thing that he had, that Swerve has, could be a conversation that extends itself into understanding, right? Hulk Hogan's thing is different. Like, yo, I was wild. I value you guys as people. I was talking crazy. That's not who I am. I want to be better. But I get that. Not necessarily something that I don't think he felt bad about being a racist. Like, guys,
He
the
did
thing
it.
we have to understand is, think about the last 6 months of his life. He leaned into it harder than ever.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like,
I'm sitting. The man grifted his entire life, and he spent the last 6 months of his life telling you the mask is off. And I've been telling you this is how I'm going to grift last because y'all are going to pay me for it. He wasn't we're going to go down this path again. I mentioned it earlier. He wasn't this devout Christian. He just wore a bigger cross and decided that's what absolved him of all wrongdoing. The guy never gave a shit about anything other than money. He wasn't original in any possible way. Everything from the NWO, he just sat there and had to accept it because Hall and Nash were cooler than him. We're doing everything. And Nash said it in multiple interviews. We just let him go do whatever he wanted and said whatever he wanted. And his hokey, let me tell you something, brother shit. We let him do that after we did all the cool shit. Because people like the NWO because they were modernized. They were cool. And like, then Hogan comes in and completely rubs off the coolness because he's never even tried to do anything in his life. And next thing he's a piece of shit. He was never original. He went where money was given to him, and he went where he was told he could be coddled and given all the power in the world. That's all he ever wanted. He's a piece of shit.
I'm going to edit that with ether in the background.
Oh, the one earlier was better. That one was tame compared to the one. Yeah. That was still good. It was still good.
You doing it in like faux flannel is hard. Like,
you know what?
That's hard. Like Drake could never.
That was like a 30-point game.
Yeah.
For Joel. He dropped 50 earlier. Yeah.
Yeah. That's hard.
He-
I love that.
I had to wear the shirt today because I took my
Because
kids.
it's cold. Because you live in that bitch ass country.
No. It's because it's actually because the opposite. It's been so hot and muggy that I was out. I dropped the kid off. I was sweating like mad because it's so humid. So I
It
got
was
back.
78.
No, brother, it's 100 here. It
Damn.
is hot. It's humid here. It might be in the high 80s for real, but like it's just it was way too hot. I was sweaty and I was like, I gotta wear something to cover up some sweat stains. That's all.
Bitch, y'all are killing the world. Stop using Chat GPT.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
You're killing the world. Stop it.
of all people to say this about. I was watching Bill Burr do an interview, and he mentioned like back when I was a kid, we had 4 seasons, and I was like, oh shit, he's right.
It's a solid 97 here, dog. I drove back from San Antonio 2 days ago because I was telling that woman I don't live here. I'm leaving. It's 75 at 5 in the morning. Like, it's real in the field. This shit is crazy out here, man.
It feels like 95 right now in Toronto. For those,
It's 108 in Vegas.
yeah, for
like,
those smart, it's 30. Feels like 35 here.
It was like 35. That dumbass calculation.
Well, I mean, y'all are the only ones who go with that, with the bad numbers. So what?
No, we do dumb shit. Like, what is a foot? I don't know.
We got 82.
Listen, man. I think we would all have more women if we measured in centimeters. Bitch, I'm 128 centimeters. Holla at me. It'd be great. It'd be great.
With 3.
I'm 362 centimeters. What's good? That's what you got to tell her. Yeah, they love that. They love centimeters.
Rather on your leg.
Jeremy, have you tangent? Jeremy, have you watched? You seen Moonlight, right?
Oh, a long time ago. I saw it when it first came out. Asking me to remember it is.
Yeah, I tell you, I rewatched it. Rose had never seen it. We rewatched Moonlight. I rewatched it. We watched it for the first time. I don't know if I ever said this. What's his name? The
Mahershala Ali.
Not Mahershala Ali.
Okay.
The guy who plays the main character as an adult.
Oh.
We are 1 semester removed. His freshman year was 08 at UT, and my senior year was 08. So we never met. He's the second most attractive man to ever walk through those halls. Shout out to him. I love him. But again, it's the strength of that movie is a father figure who he was a drug dealer. He sold crack to his mom, but he looked out for him. There's such a complicated relationship with Hogan. It really is complicated in the sense of you brought me my joy. You brought me my joy. And ultimately, as an entertainer, that's the ultimate thing. You know what I mean? Like, that is the most important thing to most people. I don't have it in me to preach how you should feel. I can't.
I'm gonna interject. I don't think it's up to anyone to tell you how you should feel.
100%.
And I know you know that. I know you know that, and I know Jeremy knows that too. People have their relationship with the people that they follow, love, whatever. You cannot take that relationship away, which is really the main takeaway of this whole conversation. What you can be is educated. What you can be is affected by the truth. And the truth is, in this particular case, he was a racist human being who never took accountability, who doubled down at every chance and tried to cash in on it as well when he realized, well, they're not going to forgive me, brother, so I'm just going to lean into it. That's what he became. And if you are, and I'm speaking just out there generally, if you are someone who was touched by Hulkamania and you were someone who was affected by, Hulk Hogan in the 80s, 90s, whenever, you have those memories. You can feel how you feel about those. I made myself very clear at the top of the show. I was not a Hulk Hogan guy growing up. So for me, this hits differently, especially with him being not, at all in the wrestling limelight for the last, 15 years? He's been in and out, but he hasn't been fully involved. So for me, it's different. For someone else, maybe it's a big deal for you, and that's okay. But you ain't going to tell anyone else, how dare you, or, don't speak ill of the dead, or don't feel this way, don't feel that way. You're going to feel the way you feel. No one's going to tell you otherwise.
Hey, so because I have a job, do you guys want
This
to
guy bragging.
What's that like?
having a job is bragging at this point, because boy,
What's that like?
I was at the gym yesterday. A young lady who I know, she was like a personal assistant to a CEO, and the CEO took all the money, and so now she's looking for a job. Yeah, shout out to push it again. Look at him. You ridiculous motherfucker! You look at him. He's getting it. Oh my god!
This is my
My
favorite
favorite
dance of all
moment ever
time.
in wrestling media is where I cracked the joke about her having one move, and all the wrestling guys did the move with me in Philly. It was synergy,
That's
black excellence, even though they're from Europe. Okay. Please find the following statement from Real American Freestyle, which can be attributed to Chad Braunstein, CEO and founder. We lost our commissioner. We lost a friend. And the sport of wrestling lost one of its greatest champions, not just in the ring, but in spirit. Hulk Hogan believed wrestling was more than just entertainment. He saw it as a brotherhood, a proving ground, and a platform for greatness. That's what Real American Freestyle was built to be. A new stage for the toughest, most passionate athletes on earth. And Hulk was at the center of it. From day one, he threw his weight behind this league. He met with athletes, he watched tape, shared stories, and showed up like only he could. Real American Freestyle was personal to him, something bigger than all of us. This league is part of his legacy, and we intend to honor it.
They're going to get 12 people in that building.
I said this once. I know you're forming your thoughts, Cam. I said this before, and I'll say it again. You now have Kurt Angle. You can now use Kurt Angle. If you want to make yourself more legitimate in the eyes of those who were a part of wrestling in its true form and fashion, in that freestyle category, you now have the guy who was one of the best at one time. You make him your commissioner, you give him a pay bump, you make him a spokesman if he so chooses, and you can help to legitimize whatever this is, because Kurt is someone who conquered both. Why wouldn't you at this point?
The things I've gotten away with women because I'm good with words. Yeah. Hey man, good luck to him. I don't. You know who I'm thinking about? Who I've been thinking about for the last day? I've been thinking about Eric Bischoff.
That's unfortunate.
He again work has like jobs have group chat, right? So when Eric went on the show with Ariel, we was in a group chat like, come on, bro. Like, you doing a lot. And that's, Ariel does a great job of letting you speak your piece. We was like, any chance he gets, he's going to take that dig, right? I feel for him right now because you guys will talk to Tony, right?
Not on
Tony
this
Khan.
show. Not on
the show. Although he does have a standing invitation to tend to his garden
Yeah.
whenever he wants.
Perfectly nice guy. He's a nice guy. I do not have empathy for billionaires. I don't, because for what? What do you need my emotional support for, right? But I do feel like he gets unnecessary shots from guys like Eric Bischoff. Like, what? Why are you mad at that man, right? But in this moment, even on its surface, you had a plan, you had this thing set up, and you know, like your man's gone. You know, I as somebody who lost a brother who wasn't a brother, in the moment where I thought we were about to do amazing things, that's tough, man. That's really, really tough. It's very rarely is death about the person who died. It's about the people around them. You know, how do you trek on? How do you venture on? So I feel for him. You know, it's just never easy, regardless of the person. And listen, if somebody's having a barbecue this weekend, I'm showing up to that bitch. You know, throw something on the grill. But I'm never going to, not never, because there's a couple of you motherfuckers I really hate. I really hate. When you die, ooh, boy, I'm on your head. But our society is built on celebrities and icons. And this is a celebrity and an icon who's passed away. Somebody in our group chat who I think has never been in like the work group chat was like, this is so sad, and nobody said anything. It was no emojis, no 100, no thumbs up. I was like, damn. Ooh, now you know what it is. Because again, so many people exist outside of this. Even if they do the job, even if they work with us, they're like, oh, this is so sad. And everybody was just like, not really. Not particularly. But, you know, people lost their dad. People lost their grandfather. People lost their brother. People lost their spouse. And I don't know everyone's heart. You know, it sucks. It does suck. In a perfect world, people would see the error of their ways, and when they left us, they would leave us with an understanding that the world is bigger than them, and they should use their platform and their space and their spirit to help the people around them. In a perfect world, the world is not perfect. And so whenever somebody leaves, there's always going to be a what if. There's always going to be a feeling of what more could have happened, what more could have been done. I don't really do the rest in peace or exist in honor or whatever you do. There's more work to be done. And I hope that we as a society, me as a person, we do more work, because when I leave, I hope that the experience people had with me is more positive than negative. And the hurt that they have is not rooted in argument or disagreement. It's just about me being gone. You know? So yeah.
Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne.
Yo, somebody said,
Warner. Malcolm Warner, rest in peace.
You see that picture of him and Randy Johnson?
Chuck Mangione, rest in peace.
You see him and Randy Johnson took a picture like dapping up?
Yes.
And somebody said, like, I would hate to be a flying rope in that room. Yo, Randy Johnson knocked the fuck out of that bird. Oh my God. Oh my God. Big unit. Knocked the fuck out of that bird. Oh man. When I was a kid, my parents, I was a pitcher because I'm left-handed. I was a pitcher for like one season, and they got me the ball that showed you all the places to hold the ball to throw the different
every
pitches.
kid, had that ball.
Boy, I thought I was gonna fuck him up. I could throw that ball for shit. I thought I was gonna fuck him up. Boy, I never threw a curve. That bitch did not hit. Oh my God.
Every kid who played baseball had that ball. I know exactly what you're talking about. Grip here for the fastball, the curveball, the slider. It's like, all right, here we go. Just went straight the whole time at like 30 miles per hour.
I was throwing balls. I was throwing balls. That shit was trash.
Let me get a
No,
couple
no.
super chats in before we I don't even know what. Me Norman says, Cam, come by Grapsody for the Terry from Florida roast.
Y'all keep saying that. Tell them to invite me.
That's
Those
up
are
to
listen. Those are my brothers. They be playing me. They invite me to shit. They'll hang out with me. We'll kick it. They're so fucking serious and professional. I love them though. I genuinely like. I listen. Reg is great. Reg is dope. Phil is going to go down as like, and I don't mean to be morbid. In 90 years, when Phil passes away, people are going to tell stories about how ingrained he is in all this media shit. Genuinely, like he's like, I tell the story all the time about how me and Phil wrote DJ Who Kid's show WrestleMania weekend in LA. Phil don't tell that story because that's like the 8th most important thing he's ever done. Phil has ghostwritten so many of the things that you love. He's like,
he's a writer.
This thing does not exist without Phil, and he's never asked for credit. Me, I'm a big fucking ham. You're gonna know what I did. Phil, he's like, no, I did. And we were sitting there talking. Phil's done X, Y, Z, ABC, the fucking J and the K too. Shout out to Phil. But no, don't invite me to shit, man. Like, have me on. Let's kick it.
He moves in his own way. He's special like that.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need your adulation. He just needs your money. So Michael Jamal Warner had warmth and positivity, says Ten Ruza.
A real artist. A real artist. Like, the best thing that can ever happen to you, I think, as an artist, is to make enough money to do what the fuck you want to do. Like, to just do what you want to do. We were at the AEW karaoke, and I seen Willow. I've never talked to Willow. And I was like, hey, how you doing? I'm Cam. She's like, no, I know who you are. And I was like, oh, no. Oh, no. But I pulled her aside. I showed her the Best Wrestlers book and told her, like, look, year 1 literally existed because of how cold Athena was. And I thought she wasn't getting her credit. Year 2 was about you. And I said, do you know Lauren Moran? And she's like, no, Lauren. I was like, this is Lauren who did the art. And we really got to, like, chop it up. The very best thing that can ever happen to you is to, and again, I'm not fucking Theo Huxtable, but finding the space and success to do the things you want to do. Like, he was, listen, man, he was making music, he was doing poetry, he was back in acting. Like, 50, he's 54.
Yeah.
That's sad. That's actually sad. Not that the other thing is not sad, but somebody who gave and gave and gave and made it through and continued to give, that's sad. I'm not going to comment on every super chat. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Tender's adding in as well. It is times like this that I'm embarrassed by the lack of maturity in the industry to not be truthful and be real and call spade a spade. FHH. And this is, again, it comes back to a lot of different people have a lot of different feelings about a very weird, complicated, and it is complicated for a lot of people to rectify their feelings and their fandom and the human. It happens in all art. I know the whole separating artist from the artist thing, or the art from the artist. I've made my feelings known, but you're going to see people want to give a side to this that is both understanding to those who had Hulk as a they thought Hulkamania was the peak of their fandom. They want to be respectful to those people while also pointing out the things that Hulk did as a human being and why that was not right. And I think those are the ways to really truly see it from a 360 perspective.
Never going to be the right time. I don't speak ill of the dead is one of those statements you make because you don't want to hear bad things about yourself when you die.
Let them talk shit about me when I'm in the ground. That's fine. I can't hear it. I can't hear it. I don't care.
Don't die.
I'm talking so much shit about Joel.
That's why I'm never gonna die. That's the other thing. I got a wife who says you can't die, okay? And I'm like, well, judging by the way I live, I'll be dead soon enough. That's fine. She's like, no, can't die. And I'm like, all right, fine. I'll work on the not dying part. So there you go. I'm never gonna die.
Yeah, just don't die.
And tell my kid, just torment them.
The biggest takeaway is, of course, it happened yesterday. Of course, you're talking about it, but it should feel bigger. And it doesn't feel as big because of how you lived your life. No, wait. Listen, Tess is not. Myron, Tess is not. Look, I mean this in the most respectful way. People are going to mourn Tessa if she passes away, and she's not going to get the same vitriol. A lot of it has to do with reach, but like, nah, they're not finna.
They got one thing in common.
Tessa said something really fucked up. Tessa did not say, bro, he said, if I'm reincarnated, I don't want to come back as a black person. Like, God, you don't understand the that's evil.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, for those missing it, the one thing they have in common is the fact that they've never taken accountability for things that they've said. That is the only thing that they have in common, and it's on very different planes.
If I died and reincarnation was real, I wouldn't want to come back as a white person. But the reason I wouldn't want to come back as a white person is because I would not want to risk empathy. There are a lot of good white people. I'm looking at two of them right now. I wouldn't want to risk empathy. I mean, it'd be good, it'd be fine, I guess. I could like wear Dockers and shit. But like, I wouldn't want to risk it. But like, I wouldn't, if they told me you coming back, I wouldn't tell them what not to make me. That's the craziest shit in the world. I don't
It's like
think
filling out a questionnaire of like, what are your what?
I don't think people really grasp how racist that is. Like that. I don't know if I've ever heard anything more racist.
What are your deal breakers if you're reincarnated? You can't be a black
person. Worst moments of your son's life to that point. And I don't know, Nick. Like, in the most troubling moment of your life to that point, you told your son, hey, if you die, at least you won't come back black. What is happening? I've been black for almost 40 years. This shit is actually pretty cool. I get to do dope shit. Like, I wear do-rags. I read like hardbound books from people with like really complicated names.
Wait, I can do one of those things.
Yeah. Women.
You can't wear a do-rag, Joel.
Women ask me I'm mixed with, and I say nothing. It's a slave trade. Like, I get to do really dope shit. Like, this is great. Being black is actually pretty fucking cool. He told his son, "Hey, man, it could get worse. It could be worse. You could be black in your next life." Yo,
Louis says, "My
biggest fear is short."
Yeah, they're gonna make you 2'6", Louis. That 6 is gonna be there.
That's funny. You know what I love about people who are like 6 feet tall? They love to tell women they're 6 feet tall. That's like
true.
their thing.
True.
They put it in their bio. They're the two most annoying people on earth. Men who put their height in their bio and women who put their ethnicity in their bio.
Oh, damn.
I'm Cuban and Jamaican and Israeli. Nobody cares. Nobody. We see what you look like.
Some people,
you're a unique brown. We get it. We don't want to hear none of that shit.
Hold on.
That's what we're looking at.
Some people care because it's like my mom said, if I come home with a Cuban lady, that like I can only come home with a Cuban woman because she's Cubana. Like I gotta, there's a connection there. Some people make sense.
Again, Hulk Hogan.
King Fixated.
Hey, listen, man. That's how I know you're Canadian with that Steve Nash assist. Throw that bitch up.
I get it.
Oh my God. I'm Jamaican and I'm Cuban and I'm Brazil. No, we see it. We know. We get it.
Listen, all I'm saying is it's coming from a Jew. When another Jew outs themselves as a Jew, it means something to us. It's finding your own, It's finding your own. It's finding your people.
Yeah.
For some people, that matters. Not for everyone, but for someone, it matters.
So, Joe, did I tell you my girlfriend's half Jewish? And we had that conversation.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, I should have met her in Vegas, man. I'm so
Rose's father is a Mexican man, and her mother is a Jewish woman.
Oh, she is legitimately Jewish, is what she is by lineage standpoint.
Shout out to Sherry, man.
Hell
Sherry's my dog. She's, we left Wednesday. She's like, "Are you guys leaving?" And Sherry's great. She buys a lot of pastrami. I'm saying, Sherry, stop buying pastrami. I can't. I'm trying to live, Sherry. She's
helping you live, man. It's just a different plane of living.
I bought her when I finally cleaned my apartment to make Booster more comfortable. I bought her 4 bags of clothes, and Sherry's constantly selling items on Facebook. I'm just gonna stereotype her as hard as I can. She's card night on Thursdays. They play. Is it called Bunko? Is that the name of the game?
I couldn't tell you.
I don't know. She has ladies over.
Most of them play mahjong at this point.
Yeah. When the ladies are over, I make it a point to wear my tankiest tank tops so the ladies can look at me. They're like 60.
Good.
Like, that's Rose's boyfriend? Yeah, bitch. That is Rose's boyfriend. It's great. I love it. But Sherry's amazing. Sherry had I always wondered why Sherry would let me stay in her house for days at a time. And then they showed me Sherry's boyfriend before Sherry met Rose's dad. And I was like, oh, he looks like me. This is great. But yeah, she's a Jewish lady from Connecticut who happened her way down here. And yeah, I say that to say, I'm not going to say that on stream. Just Joel. I found out over time that there's a certain type of woman with a physical trait that I really appreciate. And shout out to Sherry for making it possible.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy. Joel's not going to be my friend after this, but I'm still going to send it to him. Say words. Don't make it awkward.
Say words. Don't make it awkward.
I'm confused.
You are, because this ain't your life.
Yeah.
That's fine. You're doing all right. You gotta listen, Jeremy. You've got a beautiful wife and you've got 1 million kids. You're okay. You're doing all right. Yeah, it's exactly that, Cam.
Did it come through that fast?
You bet your ass it did. Baby, we're well aware. We go to summer camp. We get it.
Hey, man. Hey, America.
I mean, I'm in Canada, but sure, you can do that too.
I've lost him in this conversation.
I literally did not put that in the group text because Jeremy, bless your heart.
No, I don't get this. What the hell?
I'll tell you afterwards.
Feel left out.
Yeah.
I feel left out.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna. Oh boy. Guys, genuinely, thank you for entertaining me for an hour and a half.
That's crazy.
Talking about,
thank you for joining
us. Kaz was on CNN yesterday, and I was like, "Whoa, this is like
it's really weird seeing our friends show up on major."
Yeah, it sounds on fucking CNN, and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, I think Mike Johnson doing BBC and Brian Alvarez doing whatever it was, a big outlet, and then it's Sean did extra. It's all right. Just kidding.
Brian was on CBS, I think.
Was it CBS? Yeah. He's wearing a nice collared shirt and all that. I saw the video. Where was Dave? Where was Wade?
Oh, Dave did a bunch. Oh, I thought you said Dave. Dave did
both of them. Both of them. Did Dave do a bunch?
Yeah, Dave did a bunch.
Where was Wade? Is he in the cabin? We gotta talk to Wade.
Yeah.
If I was Wade, I would never not shoot anything from the basketball court. Wade should just be hitting skyhooks on people talking about wrestling. You're 9 feet tall. What are you doing?
It's true. Yes, he's very tall.
What are you doing? Also, if I was Wade, everything that I ever film will be with my black nieces and nephews. Yes, every time. just to like throw people off. Like, I'm 9 feet tall and I have black nieces and nephews. Try to figure out what's happening here.
Everything about Wade Keller is just the best.
One thing after another is like the most interesting thing. I'm Wade Keller. I've been covering wrestling forever. I have a husband. Wow. I'm 9 feet tall. Wow. I have black nieces and nephews. Wow. Like, everything is the coolest thing. Shout out to Wade, man. My God. You still owe me $60. Shout out to Wade. No, actually, he gave me $60 one time. I love Wade. He's great. I love him. I have a haircut in 30 minutes.
I should probably do the same. My beard's getting out of control.
I'm going to a pool party tomorrow. Where
Nice.
Again, I'm a Black American. I'm going to a pool party where they don't get in the pool. I love it.
You're at a party that surrounds a pool.
Yeah.
Bro. And the DJ is who I throw my watch parties with. Boy, that Hulk Hogan pack is going to be in the air tomorrow. Oh my goodness. I almost feel bad. I might drop a Real American freestyle. I might come out of retirement.
Oh shit.
Oh, damn. Let's go.
You came and you died and you were really tanned. You would have apologized if you were a man. He's not feeling it. Booster's like, that's some bullshit. He don't like those lines. Sorry, Boost. I thought
Just
I had
perform
that shit.
Be a Man. Just perform Be a Man, Hulk.
Yep.
That's a classic.
Yo, shout out to rest in peace, Randy Savage.
Yeah.
Also, complicated experience. See, you can't. White people shouldn't die, I think, because
No, let's not do that.
I think
I think
More of
we're
us
okay
should.
with them dying.
when white people die, you gotta like. They have weird biographies.
We should
Like,
just set a clock. Just set a clock. 12, 24 hours, and then we move on.
wait, before Cam leaves, read Kim's super chat.
I mean, I don't want to make this into a thing because Kim just has a different experience than other people. So I'll bring it up. This isn't nobody's dunking on anyone. Kim says hi. I'll just getting on. Hulk's death is the second celebrity death to hit me
Hey,
hard.
man. Yeah.
That's totally okay.
Salute. Listen, man. Listen.
Let me get to the end of it. It said Dale Earnhardt being the first. I'm Southern. As a Christian, I believe in forgiveness. Hulk professed to be a Christian. People make mistakes. I've made my feelings known about Hulk and how I feel about him. Like I said, no one's going to take away from that. No one should take away from that. I might disagree with you on the way Hulk lived, but that doesn't take away from how you feel about your experience as a Hulk Hogan fan.
No, and listen, man, it's love. Like genuinely, like your experience is your experience. I know I wouldn't, Jeremy wouldn't, Joe wouldn't. Nobody would tell you how to feel. Like, you got to process this the way that you do. My experience with somebody can be different than yours. I think what happens a lot is people feel the need to encroach on other people's feelings and ideas, especially online, and they're comfortable doing it. Man, take it how you got to take it, Karen, genuinely. And anybody, take it how you got to take it. Private conversations, offline, or even online in smaller groups are different. But man, like that man meant a lot to you. And somebody who means a lot to you passing away, you got to process that and genuinely, like, whatever you got to do to get through it, I hope you make it through. Ain't no other thing to say. My experience with him is different. I have to take it different. And if people ask me about it, I have to explain why. But no, man. I wish you a better day today than you had yesterday, and a better day tomorrow than you have today. Ain't no other thing to say. Yeah.
And Kim adds in, hey, I think what he said was terrible. I don't deny that. And again, everybody deals with grief differently. Everyone deals in acceptance or apologies differently. I've said this before and I don't want to dwell too long on this, but like, because someone brought up Tessa earlier and just addressing things, I've said it before. If she just went out and said something somewhere to anybody, the safest place imaginable, whatever she wanted, even if she was lying, I don't care. If she says it and some people want to take that apology as apology, then that is for them to do. But at least she will have addressed it. At least she will have acknowledged it. So that is, that's where that comes from.
Yeah, man.
It's enough for you. It's enough for you.
Listen, man. It's black people are mourning right now. Shout out to Kim, who I don't think is a black person. Black people are mourning right now, man. It's not. We are not a monolith. We being Americans, we're not a monolith. We're going to carry these things different. When I pass away in a million years, there's going to be at least 3 Mexican women who spit on my grave. And I hope there are 4 Mexican women who fight them. Because I feel like I live my life pretty well. That's just the way it goes, man. But no, your feelings are not invalid. Don't think that. You know, the thing about social media is it's not a conversation, it's a statement. People aren't really looking to talk about things. They're looking to express how they feel and get the fuck out of here. So no, man, how you feel is valid. And again, why I spent a day not saying anything, because I am aware, like Jeremy's aware, like Joe's aware, when we say things, they carry weight. And it wasn't my time to weigh in on things. It was my time to express the news and then reflect. So yeah. But bless your heart. But fuck that nigga, man. I'll go to hell. Enjoy hell, you piece of shit. I'm kidding. A little bit.
Terry, specifically.
Nice try, Terry.
Bye, Terry.
I'm not a man. I'm not human. Me. I pay for all this shit. All this. Look, that train is spending because of me. Because I pay my bills. Booster gets all the treats and shit. Big ass collar, you know, gets to go outside, walk around, because I made that shit happen. I'm a man. Me specifically. It also is, there's an irony. And this is, again, a bit of snobbery. There's an irony to people who don't have like higher education and have only done one job their whole life for them to not think that you're a person. When intellectually and academically you're more accomplished than them. Life's so complicated. But no. Personal feelings aside, your feelings are valid. You can absolutely feel that way. I don't know. I feel for the family. I feel for the friends. I feel for the fans because you did lose somebody who's important to you. Genuinely, I feel that way. Boy, that big ass steak I put on the grill tomorrow. Boy. You hear that sizzle? I'm only cooking that bitch for like 2 minutes. It's gonna be super medium, not well done like his skin.
All right, stop cooking.
He died. He's gone. He's the fuck out of here. Guys, I love you. Always.
Appreciate you, Cam.
We love you, Cam. Thank you. Appreciate you, pal.
Fuck off, Hogan.
Well, we helped him figure out his feelings towards everything.
Yes.
Oh,
Cam messaged last night and was like, love to come on, talk about Hulk Hogan. And we were both like, I'm pretty sure we're free tomorrow.
We got time.
Yeah, we got time. So you're more than welcome to. I appreciate that Cam wants to come on this dumbass show to get his feelings out there. I feel like he knows this is a safe space.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if he watched the show yesterday and how me and SB3 were reacting to everything, but I feel like he knows like he can get his feelings out there without real judgment and judgment, I guess, and criticism from our audience and us and pushback from things. Not to say like he just wants to be challenged or anything on stuff, but I think he knows our vibe, obviously.
He knows that we are going to give our opinion. We're going to give you the fact as well. And also, we're not going to do a live stream at 4:00 where we invite Hulk's friends on to eulogize him. That's just not us. The other guys did that. The morning show did that.
I mean, I
do that.
Like
that's what they did. That's fine.
Yeah,
I'm not saying, but I'm saying that's the difference between us and them.
Right.
We're going to do something completely different, and everyone's going to participate in that process their own way. Ken Bruno sent a super chat saying, what makes it complicated for some is separating the artist from their memories, not the art from the artist. People don't want formative memories tainted. I think that's a good point. I think that's fair. There are people who, their first memory of Hulkamania is just that, the red and yellow, and it captivated you for a long time, and you don't want to feel like your whole wrestling fandom's coming crashing down. Yes, I'm using that purposely because this guy said what he said and did what he did and continued until he was dead. I get it. It's not for me, but I get it. I'm not going to tell you, right or wrong. Yeah. We got one more super chat. Tenor is someone saying, I wanted TNA to do so well, teaming up against the Fed with all the other promotions. AAA, TNA, Noah are ridiculous. Short, long-term fools. Fed is pillaging them. I mean, going back to the conversation we had an hour and a half ago, where all you really need to know is watch last night's Impact, which, by the way, they have said, they said that they dedicated the episode of Impact from last night to the memory of Hulk Hogan. I'm like, that makes sense considering it was a terrible live episode. Just perfect for Hulk Hogan. So it was not, listen, it wasn't a good episode of TNA. It was poorly executed. The fact that it was live with like barely any matches, they're trying to set up some stories for Emergence, but nothing is really worthwhile. It just wasn't a good episode. I don't know what this means other than not good when you talk about the partnership and TNA's role and NXT's role. But hey, it's okay. Santino Marella is going to win the NXT North American title on Tuesday. So everyone's going to be excited about that. Right, Jeremy?
Yeah. We've already gone way long today. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us this morning.
You're not breaking the record.
Can appreciate Cam. No, we're not going over 3 hours. But yeah, the show last night just wasn't good. It just wasn't a good show. Like, if you tuned in, I think Slammiversary damaged some of their viewership. But if you tuned in curious of what the fallout would be, you walked away just thinking like, this is a promotion that just exists. There was nothing coming out of that show that made you feel like, I got to tune in next week. There was nothing. Santana beat Joe Hendry in the main event. Fine match. A little rough in some spots, but okay. Glad Santana won. They tried to make it be like, I'm like Santana. He's the face of, okay, he should be the champion. It didn't feel like a big time show coming off of the Slammiversary. And it didn't feel like anything you needed to tune into next week to see. It just really didn't. Just rally around TNA, all the champions in there. Like, I like all those champions. It's a good group of 4 there. But go do something. I don't need you guys like just being like, TNA, we're here. We love this brand. Trick Williams is there. Go beat the shit out of him. JC Jane's over here, cutting promos.
Go beat the shit out of her.
Yeah.
Why didn't you ask for your championship rematch on the same show JC's on? Like, what was that? Masha comes out. She's like, I want my contractually obligated rematch next week. And it's like, why don't you want it tonight? Why aren't you pissed enough to take it tonight? Why do you have to wait one full week? What is this like?
Well, she didn't lose. She didn't lose by nefarious means or anything.
I mean, she kind of did because they eventually kicked them out. But like most of the match was trying to keep. But
it wasn't a screwy finish though. No, sure. There was interference during the match, but by the time they were gone, okay, they got to the finish. There was no interference that led directly to the finish. They did a bunch of sequences after that.
But if the story is they're pissed off that their titles are not
I agree.
in their house, then then she should be coming out and being like, I want my title back and I want it now. Same thing with like Mike Santana should be extra pissed. And when he's approached for an interview, he doesn't say anything. He walks away because he's got a match with Joe Hendry and they go 50-50 and it ends on a jackknife pin just because they want to continue pushing Mike Santana. Guess what? Mike Santana is already over with your crowd. Mike Santana is already in the good graces of your fans. You don't have to wait for Santana to get there. He's been there. And now that you're going to do this, it's just going to start. He hit the plateau at Slammiversary, and now he's going to start going down because it's nice he gets to win, but he doesn't get to win the big one. what's the point? It's just ridiculous. Yeah, like Jose in the chat saying, there's no urgency to go after NXT as a brand.
Yeah.
They're just being like, oh, NXT took our titles, but then you've got like, thank God Macklin, and I know we praise Macklin because we have a relationship with him on the show, but like he's the only one who actually came out with some sort of fire and was like, no, fuck these guys. They went after us. If you want a war, you've got one, and we're the only real champions. The Hardys, Leon Slater, and Steve Macklin, we're the only champions here that give a damn. Come after us and we'll start a war. He's the only one that cared. Everyone else is just like, blah blah, and we're sad. That's it. Some dork yesterday at the end of the post show was just like, I don't see you're quitting because you're upset that they're not booking to your proclivities. I'm like, no, I'm upset that they're booking a poorly run show and they're running bad creative. That's what I'm upset about, and it's taking away from people who care about the product, and it's keeping away from people who actually want to like give in. It's drawing out people who were day one fans and rooting them out and just being like, you don't care about it down at TNA, you want to watch NXT TNA, that's what you want. And they're like, no, we want the alternative because that's what this company was built as, an alternative. So here we are, we're back to square one.
It just wasn't. It wasn't.
I did, in fact, go off on that, guys. You know what I was saying. You can check it out. It's literally the last like 5 minutes. I've been quite angry.
So angry, Joel. So
Y'all have heard some shit from me lately.
Yeah. I respect it.
I go to therapy. I feel good. Maybe I'm just tired. SmackDown tonight, the Rocket Arena in Cleveland, Ohio. Don't know if these things are actually going to happen, but they have been announced. Jelly Roll, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and Logan Paul are going to appear. That'll probably happen because Jelly Roll made the trip. Logan Paul too. The tag titles, the Wyatt Six and Andrade and Phoenix, that'll probably happen. It'll just be a reduced segment. Alexa Bliss versus Roxanne Perez will probably be 2 minutes and originally scheduled for 12. So that's just that's what you're looking at for SmackDown tomorrow, or tonight, I should say. Jeremy, unfortunately, has decided he will not be there for the everybody wears red and yellow except for maybe 3 people on the roster. So there you go. And then the Aragon Ballroom hosts Collision Chicago. That's live on Saturday. 2 things announced so far. It's going to be Athena versus Alex Windsor. The ROH Women's World Championship is on the line in that match. And earlier they announced that Dustin Rhodes will defend the TNT title against Lee Moriarty because they're doing the thing that Jeremy wanted, which is Dustin gets two defenses in and then gets beat down by Kyle Fletcher.
I'm going to hit a couple things here before we wrap. The Travis Scott thing's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
Yes, it is.
Drew McIntyre taking a shot at him as well. Very funny. Like, it wasn't Travis Scott's call to do it. You really look at the people who, put this shit together. But it's very funny that they dedicated that much time and those big spots to put Travis Scott in that position, and it just didn't work out. It's so funny. Absolutely hilarious.
It was very funny, by the way, with the Travis Scott and the Drew McIntyre thing. People are just like, he's doing his gimmick, brother. He's just doing his gimmick. It's like, well, yes, that 2 things can be true simultaneously. Like he was playing it up, but also it's kind of like, fuck Travis Scott's season now in WWE.
Yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, Triple H took the shot at him. Like, some people are just dedicated and some people aren't.
Running from the grind, old Triple H comments. Here we go.
So funny.
Travis Scott's gonna show up at Forbidden Door.
that would make it more funny. From Fightful Select, we talked about it earlier this week, Layla Hirsch and the tryout. So from Fightful Select this week, Fightful noted that AEW veteran Layla Hirsch was in line for a tryout as a referee. To add clarity, we're told by those close to Hirsch that she actually contacted the company about being open to working as a referee and was able to procure a tryout. That tryout has already taken place. One WWE source said their wires got crossed on who made initial contact. As of now, we've not heard an update on her future. So we talked about Layla and her future and like what she desires, and we mentioned like maybe she wants to be a referee, maybe she feels this is an in for her, and according to this report, it does seem to be an in for her. And if that's what she wants, if that's how she feels she can get her foot in the door, maybe she can impress as a referee, do something in wrestling, more power to her, whatever makes her happy. And not gonna sit here and be like, "Oh, can they not see her as more?" That this could be the end for her. So we'll see.
I thought that you guys had addressed this yesterday before everything happened with Hogan.
No, we didn't get in because we just talked about Dynamite, and then Hogan died, and that became the rest of the show.
Gotcha.
So,
okay.
no.
Yeah, that makes sense. No, when he started, I was just like, oh, they didn't talk about it.
No, we didn't really get to any select notes yesterday. That's why I'm
Gotcha.
going through them now.
Everything that you said about Layla Hirsch is true, and this is again the conversation you and I had on Wednesday was we don't know who reached out to who at the time, and since we've discovered that there was interest from Layla, and she allegedly was the one who, or reportedly I should say, was the one who put out the contact. Clearly there was an interest on both sides to do a job that she's interested in doing. Good for her. Get paid. Do your work. Do the work you want.
And this also from Fightful Select. If Karrion Kross is to be believed, his WWE contract still hasn't been signed or offered. Fightful spoke to numerous talent in wrestling who have claimed they've asked Karrion Kross about the nature of he and Scarlett's deals. Those that we've spoken to say Kross claims to them that no new deal has been signed and that his deal is still up in August as of now. We've also asked internally in WWE, and things are being kept very quiet. Kross has new merchandise and is still regularly featured on WWE TV and a recent PLE, which are usually indications that a deal is either done or expected to. We don't expect Kross to spill the beans to much of anyone regarding his deal until the time is right. Kross has also told those that have asked him that he and Scarlett had not yet been approached for a new deal as of the last week. We've spoken to at least 6 contacts within the wrestling industry who said that they got the same response when asking Kross or Scarlett. There are still creative plans for Kross and Scarlett on WWE TV. So we'll see. He has been featured. He just beat Sami Zayn this week. What does that mean? They've used talent up until their deals have kind of expired, but they certainly don't have them beat people like Sami Zayn in that case. So it feels like things are on the right track, but maybe they're just trying to work, brother.
Sami Zayn wins the World Heavyweight Championship from Gunther. They do this like in 2 weeks, okay? Yeah. 2 weeks from now they do it. And then Karrion Kross is just like, Sami Zayn, you piece of shit. You never agreed that you're a bad guy. You're a terrible guy. Give me your first title shot. And Sammy's like, no, you're leaving. And Kross is like, yeah, you bet your ass I'm leaving. I'm going to leave this company. I'm going to take the title with me. And Sammy's going to be like, everyone says that. What are you? You're going to do this too? And Kross is like, you bet your ass I'm going to do it. And then they have the match. But this time, Kross wins. And they do it. Where's Kross from?
I don't know. The Crossroads.
Where's Karrion Kross from? I feel like
Vegas,
he's
right? He's Vegas. He's
Vegas.
Vegas.
Oh, yeah, he is Vegas.
Yeah.
We should know this. Yeah. He's built from Vegas, but apparently he was born in New York, so it doesn't matter where it happens. So they go to Vegas. It's WrestleMania. Jesus Christ, we've made it all the way to WrestleMania. And he gets the big match, big stage, the big moment. He beats Sami Zayn. He takes the title, and he goes through the crowd. He blows him because he takes his little his what do you call it, the thing that flips with the sand and the hourglass. So are the days of our lives, and he puts it there, TikTok, and Scarlett just says bye, and they just walk through the crowd. That's it. And then 3 weeks later they come back on a random Raw after they've Sami Zayn's won the title back. He also beat Rey Mysterio because everyone does.
Yeah, that's fair. All right.
The theme song Kross comes back with is also, for some reason, a Living Color song. CM Punk is very confused.
CM Punk's angry over that.
A lot of things make CM Punk angry these days. I mean, not so much anymore because he gets paid. Joel seems too happy with this pitch. Joel's tired and ready for lunch.
I feel like CM Punk's happy right now. Good on him.
Yeah, he's getting paid. He realized that the money is more important than caring about wrestling. That's how I feel. So thank you all for donating your money to us. It's like Glamour Boys. Living Colors. The Glamour Boys. Scurry Kross just saunters out. Yeah. Thank you, Ken. Great record. All right. Anything to plug before we get out of here?
Nothing to plug. You don't have never anything to plug, Joel. I want to say this. I feel like we've been negative for good reason over the past 24 hours with things, Joel is in a mood today, especially the
Today.
top of the show.
Today.
Cam brought it as always. But I want to say this. Genuinely, I want to say this. Okay. Cam's going to hate me. Love him or hate him. Say what you will about him. This doesn't happen without him. It simply does not happen without him. He got an opportunity. He made the most of the opportunity. Do some people dislike him because of the way he is? Yeah, I get it. But those that love him appreciate him, and they know what he brought. And again, it truly does not happen without him. He took it to new heights. He did everything that was asked of him when it was asked of him. And sometimes he sacrificed, sometimes, not always, but sometimes he did sacrifice. I think in the end, he sacrificed a lot, more than people probably even think that he sacrificed. And when you talk about all of this, you have to mention his name. You just have to. There's no other way around it. You have to mention his name. So, happy Lou Dort Day, everybody! NBA champion, Oklahoma City Thunder. Shout out to you, Lou Dort, the fucking man. Lou Dort, none of this happens without him. Fuck Hulk Hogan, he's racist. Lou Dort lives forever.
Oh, you got me, brother.
Thank you very much. Oh, well, Jeremy, there's no one else I'd rather do this with. Even SP3. No, I like SP3. But we'll be back on Monday, Jeremy and I will. Talking about God knows what. Collision, please be good, Collision. I'm sure it'll be fine. Please have stories to talk about for days. Till then, you know who I am. You know who he is. Enjoy your weekend. Don't watch wrestling. Just go outside. Ladies, gentlemen, friends beyond the binary, leave a thumbs up on the way out, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.